Welcome
And
to
the government has knowingly and deliberately poisoned our water.
Ted Cruz took my
Wake
water.
up! Wake the fuck up, people! That's not a coincidence.
This outburst is brought to you by I'm Gus.
I'm Gavin.
I'm John.
I died of dysentery.
And I'm Gus.
Are you on the Oregon Trail?
Is this news outside of Austin about all this water bullshit?
think
It was
so.
trending on Twitter.
It was?
Hashtag Austin Water.
I think you're the problem. You're one of the buyers. You're like, get all the water, get all the water.
No. I wasn't like that. So I get an alert at 6:10 in the morning.
How did you get an alert? Who sent you an alert?
Let me think.
Because I didn't get an alert. I got an alert because the sound engineer at our other office was like, "Hey, don't drink the water."
Chris
Like
Coconuts?
that's how I learned about
Chris
it.
Coconuts did it.
It was my kid's school. My kid's school did it. And so I said, 6:10 a.m. I was like, ugh.
They apparently don't care about my kids.
The city didn't email me until 4:10 p.m., which is why I'm asking how you got a 6:10 a.m.
I
does
didn't
the
get a
city know your
notification.
email?
I didn't get a notification until, like, other than if
like
it happened
bill pay.
work, my housing complex emailed me at 1 p.m.
God, you could have drank so much water by now.
Yeah.
So you got a fat cat alert at 6:10 in the morning.
Yeah. Got my got kid's school texting me. So I said, all right, I'm going to go out to the grocery store and just grab 24 bottles of water. Just go grab some bottled water. Because I do not buy bottled water. I don't keep it in my house. I don't believe in it. In fact, I fought for a long time at Rooster Teeth to not have any we don't have any bottled water except for Topo Chico, which I still kind of
Had a hard time saying that.
push. What, Topo Chico?
Topo
that,
Chico.
that fought to come out of
Yeah,
his
that
mouth.
did.
Did it? Topo Chico? So anyway, Topo Chico. But I go out to Randall's and I do it and I go to the water aisle and it was mayhem already. And it was mostly where
But you're
I
part
live.
of the
It's like
mayhem.
there's all the old people who were up early in the morning. So then they all ran out.
I was up that early too.
I was
so I don't
helping
know
a
why
lot
I'm
of
saying-
people put these packs of water.
But you could just make your own water. Just
So,
boil
yeah,
it.
Yeah, Chris Coconuts sent me the email and I saw it like at 7:30 this morning. I was like, oh, I'm just gonna run down the convenience store. I bought 2 1-liter bottles. I was
There you
like, just get me started for the day, and then I'll start boiling water.
Takes less time.
The majority of the water I drink during the day,
Why put water in quotes?
well, like the actual, I don't know why I did. It's just
Okay.
like specific water. Like I was gonna say it's because I drink it through tea. I drink a lot of tea all day long, and so I'm already boiling almost all my water.
But you got to boil it for like 2 to 3. Let's
minimum
explain to
3
people what the
minutes.
hell's going on.
I
So
ju- I
we've
just
had a
put-
lot of rain in Austin. There's been flooding, not because Austin's not flooding, but it's like
Upriver.
upriver's flooding, so our lakes are all going up a
The
ton.
lake level's at 144%.
Oh, the lake levels. Everyone's all excited about the lake levels, Gus.
I didn't even think about the lake levels until he said that.
So, and the problem is that all this rain and all this flooding has brought a bunch of silt into the water filtration
Silt.
system.
Filth.
And
That's
so
the way I said Topo Chico.
it slows
Topo
down
Chico.
the water purification process, so they can't purify it fast enough to meet demand, and they have to keep a minimum amount of water pressure in the system for fire hydrants and for fire suppression.
And I was surprised to find that fire hydrants don't have their own dedicated line.
Because we already have water lines everywhere.
So they basically they let loose water that was not up to their filtration standards.
Correct. So there's no, as far as I know, there's been no evidence of bacteria or anything bad in the water. They just can't guarantee that it's not in there because they haven't
But how
fully filtered
how
it.
clean is their silt?
It's probably pretty dirty. It was on the ground.
I mean, it's
Animals
been-
shit on
You're
it.
running the city of Austin. You're the mayor. You have total control. What do you do to solve this problem? You wake up, it's 4 a.m. and say, Mr.
I
Mayor,
don't know. Ask an expert.
you have to make a decision. What are we doing?
Truck in more water
Truck in for what? What do you mean? Put it in the pipes?
to sell to people.
Who's paying for
Oh.
this?
So you still let loose the shitty
Yeah, you gotta let loose the
poison
water. You gotta be able to put fires out. Oh, city's got a big budget. I played SimCity. You let it run in the red for a couple years, then it bounces back. People are happy.
I say filter the water, let people drink, and tell them no fires. That would be the rule. It's way easier not to have fire.
If you have a fire, you get a ticket.
Yeah. Fucker.
Like a hosepipe
What are
ban,
you
but for
talking
fire.
about?
Give them a bunch
fires?
of bottled waters to the firefighters. That seems like
Oh,
way less people.
You give them Diet Coke and Mentos.
It's
Oh, the
super
fires
easy.
because of the fire hydrants.
Right.
I was trying to figure out the connection of why you would tell people no fires.
Come on, stick with us, John. Hey, John, you know what would cause a lot of fires? A bunch of fucking dickheads boiling water in their kitchen. That's going to cause people to make fires.
With my kettle?
Do you have an electric kettle?
Yeah.
That's because you're dating a British lady.
I've
Yeah,
got an
but
electric
that
kettle.
won't create a 3-minute rolling boil. That will stop
That's
boiling.
exactly right. You got to boil it for 3 minutes, buddy.
I
Minimum 3 minutes,
boiled it. I
perfectly
boiled
fine.
it like
Blah,
I literally
Topo Chico.
I boiled it multiple times.
Did you have an electric kettle?
Yeah.
So it stops every time and then you reboil it.
Yeah,
and
but it
is that
also
a rolling
like
boil, John? That sounds like a rolling speed bump boil.
Gav, the cool thing about the water is that if it goes off and then I hit it again, the boil doesn't go away immediately. It's still hot.
Why is it a 3-minute rolling boil then, John? Why isn't it 2 1 minute plus another minute rolling
I'm
boil?
gonna lick you and make you sick.
Was it that hard for you to get to 3? Did you really struggle on that?
Shit.
So, we made a discovery. So,
So what's the difference between a boil and a rolling boil?
it's like really
You can only boil
hardly
water.
boiling.
That's it.
I
It's
think
not like
boiling
little
is like
wimpy
continuous.
bubbles.
boiling is 100
Continuous.
degrees, right? But when it's like
212.
What?
212.
God.
But you know, when something boils, it goes up to its boiling temperature and stays perfectly at that temperature until it's gone. It doesn't like go higher than that, and it's not more boiling.
It's just to let you know to get like a really frothy, hearty boil.
Could imagine.
mean,
Frothy boil.
was it rolling boil? It's not an
You
actual-
can get higher than 100-degree water too,
212.
You could if you put something else in it, right?
or if there was nothing else in it.
If there's nothing else.
If it's like
the boiling
distilled
point
and
of waters.
there was no impurities, then it doesn't boil.
But you can't take something that has a specific boiling point and make that thing as a liquid a higher temperature than
It can't be a
the
hotter
boiling
liquid
point.
than its boiling point.
Right.
So, you can also do all 3 states at once in the triple point, can't you? Like where it's like a solid, a liquid, and a gas all at once.
What does that?
I think you have to fuck with pressure to get that.
Pressure. Pressure's involved with every boil. I mean, water boils sooner higher up, doesn't it?
Yes. It does.
Take it on space,
Hey,
boils immediately.
Gav, do you want to start a band called Frothy Boil?
Frothy boil.
So I made a discovery today. So as a result of this shitty water, lots of restaurants are closed. Can't get like Starbucks coffee. Can't get anything like that because everything requires water.
I went and got coffee after I got the bottle of water. Didn't even think about it. And on my way out, I said to the people with holding 2 cups of coffee, "Go, did you guys hear about the boiling water situation? You got to boil water." And the lady behind the counter goes, "You mean in Llano?" I go, "No, now in the city of Austin, you have to boil water as well." She goes, "Oh, well, okay, thanks." And I walked out. I was like, I'm not drinking this shit.
So you can't get. A lot of restaurants are closed as a result of it. There's always been this rumor.
Chipotle, Gus.
There's always been a rumor
Chipotle's gonna close.
that Home Slice brings their water in from out of town.
That's
Oh, like
interesting.
New York water for the dough.
So if they can't use Austin water, Home Slice could not make pizza today. Home Slice was open making pizza today.
Because they have New York water.
They have water from somewhere else.
Or they were just boiling water.
So what are you proving?
Or they made the dough yesterday.
Let's see if they're open tomorrow.
Okay.
You
It's
guys
like-
are.
But no
are-
other
okay.
restaurant was open and serving food.
No other restaurant?
Went to which today. I tried to go to Chipotle. Couldn't go. Tried
did
to
they
go to
wash-
In-N-Out. Couldn't go.
How'd they wash their lettuce?
Meal prep guys
I
win.
asked.
Yay. I have all my food made.
I asked. But no water, apparently. Do you have all your teas pre-made?
Huh?
You have all your teas that you drink all day?
No, but I actually do have pre-made water.
What are you on about? What does that mean?
I try to drink a lot of water, but I like to have a little bit of flavor in my water, but I don't want to put sugar because that kind of defeats the purpose. So I have jugs of water in my fridge that have like fruit in them or cucumbers in them to soak, so it's a
God,
little bit of
it's
flavoring.
like an airport lounge.
And
Yeah.
and so yeah, I have like giant jugs in my fridge that this morning I poured myself some water because I had water from.
Do you have in any of those jugs cucumbers?
Yes.
Gross.
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 So gross.
It's so gross.
What you mean? The
Cucumber
Cucumber
water.
Cucumbers
It's
are
awful.
disgusting.
It's awful.
Do
They
you
always,
ever-
if I'm at a hotel and I'm like, oh, they got the water, and I see the cucumbers, I'm like,
Why?
"Ugh."
What's the flavor?
Trust me, Gus and I are like some of the only people who can actually taste what cucumber tastes like,
It's
and we'll tell
awful.
you it's fucking disgusting.
Like
It
That's what it
overpowers
tastes like.
everything.
Well, I have berry water as well, so if you want to come over, I have berry water.
Can I have the berry? I'll have the
You can have the berry water.
Do you have a
Chat's
kettle?
asking a good question. Who is this? That guy,
Most people don't have
1185? Well, he was asking if Waffle House was open.
Thanks, chat.
We should have found that out.
Why do we
does-
care?
Why does no one have a kettle?
So America.
FEMA uses Waffle House.
Somebody was
not a
open but
normal
couldn't
thing.
do pancakes today.
Got like 4 conversations going on.
Somebody was open today but couldn't do pancakes. Whataburger couldn't do pancakes
Did you
today.
do a survey or something? Were you just driving around?
I was on the
It
Austin
was in the
subreddit.
Austin,
He's
the
just calm.
Austin subreddit
He's
just
just calm.
overrun with it.
Yeah. I also I predicted something that would make me mad, and I went back on the Austin subreddit to be mad about it. And that was I knew there was going to be 1,000 fucking photos of different grocery stores and their empty shelves. And sure enough,
trucks
midday,
with
that's
the
all it was.
Trucks with the beds filled with bottles of water.
There was a dude last year. There was a weird thing in Austin where we had a gas shortage. That wasn't actually a gas shortage, but it was after Hurricane Harvey.
Oh, that's right.
Even though Houston didn't have a fucking gas
we
shortage.
had a normal level of gas,
Right.
but evereverone thought there was going to be a shortage.
All
Right,
of a
which
sudden-
then created a shortage.
Right.
Like, and there was a famous photo of a dude filling a Rubbermaid trash can in the back of his pickup with gas.
And then you couldn't have a rational discussion with these people. You'd say, there is no gas shortage. And they'd say, well, why can't I buy gas anymore? It's like, because everyone's buying it right now. And then they'd say, well, then there's a shortage. Like, there's not a fucking shortage. We have the same amount we always do. Just everyone's not filling up their fucking gas tank right now.
Yep.
Or normally.
We shouldn't ever create
impossible.
panic in that way.
We shouldn't?
Well, like nowhere is equipped for that. You can just
Nowhere.
someone could start a rumor and kill people with it.
Nothing is built for 100% usage.
No.
Nothing. Not even close.
Oh, there's got to be something. Hold on.
What do you think is?
Ooh.
What do you think is
Like
built
for
for 100%?
something in the city
like
that
the
everyone
telephone
could use
network.
all at once.
Telephone network assumes probably 10% of the people that can be using it are using it maximum at any point in time. That way, when you go to South by Southwest, you go to ACL or something like that, the network's down. It's not down. It's just overrun because there's too many people trying to use it.
Rain gutters.
What? You get this much rain? Like
No.
Everyone can use them.
every rain. If it was raining in Austin, every rain gutter can work.
you run at 100%.
If it was raining everywhere in Austin, every rain gutter could work. But then that
Gavin,
would
you're
probably
smarter than that. You a rain gutter.
That's good. It's good. I'm trying to
How
be
disappointed
nice.
Gavin was in his own
He had
example.
a good idea.
That was one of your early thoughts that comes into your head. It's like, all right, well, that's my backup.
Yeah.
I guess I'm using that one.
You got
What-
promoted.
Yeah.
What would happen if everybody used their gas stoves at the same time?
Probably
would
pressure would go down.
Dip on pressure, yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, probably the pressure would go down. But like bathrooms in stadium, I mean,
No, not even close.
not even close. Not even close. And
There's probably let's say Dodger Stadium's 1% of the time of the state.
Dodger Stadium, there you go.
That's where I grew up.
Congrats, man. Dodgers going to the World Series.
I didn't know that.
You didn't know that?
No.
They beat the
I
Brewers.
didn't even know the World Series was happening right now.
Well, it's about to
about
start.
to
It's about to
Oh,
start.
okay.
You had a
Yeah.
lot of sports in your life today.
The basketball reference, you mean, during the improv
You had a
class?
couple of them, yeah.
I know sports. I'm a sports boy. Let me be a sports boy.
Let me ask you a question. Further to my
Sorry.
conspiracy here. That's
ASMR.
weird, like you.
That is not ASMR.
How does boiling? Oh, Gavin, here, have a beer. Look, they got us this cheer beer that I love
Cheer
so
beer.
much. This is Ashley's favorite beer in the world. She wouldn't let me talk about it in the podcast. Thank you. Wouldn't let me talk about it in the podcast because she was busy hoarding it. This is something
Thank you.
she actually does hoard. We hoard two things in my house.
Bottle of water and cheer beer.
Nope, Shiner cheer beer.
Can I
and
try
the other thing we
someone's cheer
hoard
beer?
is Haagen-Dazs makes a peppermint bark ice cream, and it only comes out at Christmas. And if I swear to
Yeah,
Christ,
tastes like beer.
as soon that's good.
It's not
No,
good.
this is good beer.
It's not good.
Gus, you got one?
Yeah, I got one.
Beer
Have
is
you tried
not
this
good.
before?
Oh,
Yeah.
what? No.
Beer is the one thing as an adult that I've not been able to get used to.
Oh,
the
there's
flavor.
it's like cucumber beer.
A little bit of peach, a little bit of peach in it. A little bit of peach.
Did you say cucumber?
Peach.
What else? The
How does boiling water get rid of silt? What's the boiling point of silt?
it gets rid of the bacteria or the parasites that could potentially live in it.
So you're drinking the silt still?
Oh, that's
the
still
silt
good.
is getting filtered out, but it's the other filtration that's not working.
Well, also, you don't get a cup of silt when you turn your tap on, do you?
I don't know. Apparently today
Of course
you do.
you don't.
Early voting.
There's a little net in the tap.
Trying to keep you at home. Trying to keep you busy.
Why?
I'm gonna show this thing.
It's you. Yeah. You,
Trying to keep you busy. Trying to find water.
We have a
If you're
poster.
busy finding water, guess
made
what
a-
you can't do?
I
You
made
can't vote.
I made a tweet this morning that Ted Cruz drank all my water, and some people got really mad, asking how the senator could have possibly drank all my water. That it was silt that was causing the problems with Austin's water. I was like, dude, it's a joke. I don't think that Ted Cruz came and drank all the water from the city of Austin.
I don't like Twitter.
I was like, what the fuck?
So were you annoyed by
we have a
the...
poster.
What's going on?
Drum roll for this. What's going
Oh,
on?
it's a poster?
What's the poster?
Oh,
of?
you're gonna wreck it. He's gonna
It's
fall
gonna
apart.
end badly.
Worst unveiling ever.
It's tension. It's
You're not even on
tension.
mic anymore.
That's a cape.
Why are we showing that?
We're selling it.
Oh, okay.
Yo, John, you work in that department. You tell us.
A lot less than I used to.
It's a limited edition. If you're watching this live and you're a first member, you can buy it now. Do you want to tell us what it's called, Eric?
It is called Salem's,
Salem's
Gaze.
No, he's got to say it like that.
Oh, sorry. One more time.
Salem's Gaze.
Okay.
If it doesn't end with that Z, it's a very different poster.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, it does.
G-A-Z-E.
So there you go.
So I wanna talk a little bit about
Limited edition. Buy now.
voting today.
Yeah, I voted.
Yeah, but
it took me an hour.
first we have Ellie here.
Oh,
so first,
hey, Ellie.
first I want to point out what a lot of we've been talking about registering to vote up until now. But one thing we want people to realize if they've never voted before in the U.S., if you're not from the U.S., I'm sorry, this might not pertain to you. In the U.S., they have election day. which this year I don't even know what it is.
November 6th. Yeah.
6th? Yeah. And so a lot of people think they have to go on November 6th to vote. That is not the case. Not in most states. I don't know have the list, but I'm sure you can find in your area. Most states have early voting, and that is essentially what you hear as election day. That is the day they report the results. That's essentially the deadline for you to vote. So actually, we voted most people. I tried to vote today. I'll get into that in a second. But we voted today, first day of early voting in Austin. And then they poisoned the water. The government poisoned the water to keep us from voting.
Poison the water.
At least there's no fluoride. It's just silt.
I guess so. It's an amoeba.
It's in your brain.
It goes to your brain. Have you already heard about this?
Like just
It goes
Bernie
right in
going,
your
that
brain.
amoeba.
The guy just died went to the surf park up in Waco.
Really?
There's an amoeba that lives in Central Texas and it lives in lake water. And when you jump in the water, it goes up your nose and it goes basically to the center of your brain, like right at your brainstem, and then just starts eating and kills you. And there's nothing they can do about
How
it.
big is this amoeba?
That's a
You know,
snig.
what do you mean? How big is this amoeba?
What, is it like a slug going up your nose? Or
No.
like-
No,
it's an amoeba.
it's like
What's
a tiny
an
little
amoeba
cell in your
size?
face.
You have no idea. It's
How
from
does that eat that much brain?
if water gets
It's
up your
hungry.
nose.
But how much can it eat? Or is it eating and shitting in your
I
brain?
don't think it has to eat a lot to affect you negatively.
It's hungry enough to
Speak
eat
for
one
yourself.
brain.
So
That's how hungry it is.
don't squirt any tap water up your nose today.
Also,
do it.
Yeah, if you're going to neti pot, you have to use distilled water.
You do. In
Boil
Austin,
your
if you're going to
neti
use a
pot.
neti pot, you have to use distilled water. Also, apparently this amoeba goes up people's noses all the fucking time. Just some people, it eats their brain. So it's completely
Wait,
fucking random.
Like some of the
who does it
amoebas are
eat?
zombies, and
The
some of
people
them
who
aren't.
died so far.
Oh, I thought there was like a specific like trait or something.
Yeah, it's Italians. Hey, Ellie, what's going on?
Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm good, thank
you're
you.
like half
Yeah,
Italian.
very good.
So Ellie has been very active in the campaigning part of the voting process here in America, even though you
Yes.
can't vote.
Yes, I can't vote. So I went to my local pop-up shop for, can I say who? Is that all right?
I don't care. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, for Beto O'Rourke, who's trying to get onto the Senate here in Texas. So I went to the pop-up shop and asked what I could do. And I've been block walking, knocking on people's doors. And it's terrifying.
Is it?
Yeah, it's pretty scary.
Did you get a negative reaction because you're not from this country? And they
I
can
got a
clearly
few
tell
people
that?
being like, why do you even care?
Yeah.
And I was like, because I can't vote. That's why I care. So what can
you still
I do?
live here.
Yeah,
and you
right.
have
I've
to deal
lived
with
it
the
for 4
consequences
years.
of the
Yeah,
laws
the people
here.
who might get upset about hearing about Beto in particular.
I thought about
might
putting on
be
an
like,
accent,
"Well,
but I
you're
didn't.
not from this country. She can't tell me what to do," kind of thing.
I tweeted yesterday that people should vote, and I'm sad I can't. And everyone was like, "Why do you care? You're an idiot."
Right, because I live here. This is where I live, so I thought
Yeah.
I'd try and do something about
Why
it.
do you
And it's-
care? You're an idiot.
And then a bunch of people were like, "I'm voting for Trump." Blah, blah, blah. It's like, I mean, that's fine, but
That's fine,
as
it's
long as
fine.
you vote,
Yeah.
But that's
it's got to be it's got to reflect the nation, right?
That's also a weird
Yes.
rationale because we care about the voting of other countries. Like we make it our business.
We've
all the
manipulated them
time.
for decades.
That's what I'm saying. Is that's not
If they
even,
don't vote the way we want,
that's
we're there.
Not even a joke.
but then everyone
wasn't-
was like,
It wasn't about trying to change anyone's mind at this point. You know, it's not about like knocking on someone's door and being like, this is why you should vote what I'm going to vote. It was about going to people who've already registered to vote and have already said that they're going to support Beto and just making sure that they know how to vote, when to vote, and like kind of building a voting plan with people so that like if they turn up somewhere and there's an hour-long wait, you can be like, hey, it's cool, you can do it tomorrow.
Right.
And there's the whole like part. The whole thing is like get out the vote. That it's like make sure that people who have registered and who can vote will go and vote, because a lot of people they'll think that it's only November 6th, then they'll get there and be like, nah, I'm tired.
got a lot of responses saying it's my right to not vote, and which is, I guess,
How would
is
you take
true.
time to
But
write that down?
But it's
though?
also your right to
No.
take a broom handle and shove it right up your ass.
just
It doesn't
not
mean, it doesn't
breathe.
mean it's
Yeah.
a great idea. You should probably go and vote. I mean, what's the right? If
What
you
do you
have the right to vote,
What do you have against broom handles?
I don't know, it just seems like you
It's
could
nothing
not
against
do that.
broom handles. It's placement of broom handles. There's a time and a place for broom handles.
Do you
Sometimes
guys
you
think
get
you're more
splinter.
invested too because you can't vote in the UK?
I mean, I always voted in the UK when I could. It was very important to me.
Y'all are
And-
allowed to vote. Y'all have a vote. It's a monarchy. You can vote.
Yeah, we vote the Queen in every year. She,
Yeah, every year she gets
unopposed.
overwhelming positive vote. Yeah.
yeah, everyone votes except for James Buckley.
I thought the Queen.
You vote for favorite corgi. Everyone knows that.
That's
She's only
it.
got like one left.
I think they're all gone.
Oh, I thought
Here's
she
my
outlives
understanding of British government. It's God, right? And then God selects the Queen or the King or the Queen, and then the Queen chooses parliament, right? She's
Yeah,
selecting a
she'll make you-
dodgeball team.
She'll make
Not
you a
really.
government.
she
shirts and skins parliament.
that's how it works. I mean, she chooses parliament by just agreeing with what the people have chosen parliament to be.
Can she nix? Can she say no way?
Good.
Technically, yes.
But she never
Really?
would.
Would you?
Probably.
I totally would
Just
do
say
that.
that I did, you know?
Imagine
Just
a
the
big
once.
nationwide
Just the once.
election.
Like what, you meet the elected prime minister and you're like, no.
It'd be
No.
it'd be like,
You
I
got to do
don't
it at
like the
least
look of
once.
your gym.
You got to keep people on their toes. Just do it once and be
Yeah.
like, you never know.
No, but there was that time where they voted for fox hunting to ban it, like to ban fox hunting, and she was upset about that. So she left the country so that she didn't have to like swear that in as a law.
Oh, it's so
and she
English.
left Charles to do it.
What
Did
English?
he swear it in?
Yeah,
Avoidance.
it
like-
was
it's like
just
she's
her
cutting
being like,
school.
one is upset and one is leaving.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, she had a note from God saying she didn't have to be there.
I didn't expect
Shut
the
up.
queen to be passive aggressive. I kind of like it. That's
pretty
what my
cool.
mom would have done. She's going, well, and she was just going into the other room.
That's another thing that the queen doesn't pull often anymore. With this whole divine, choosing, she should pull that, like that she talked to God directly and is able to get whatever she wants out of
Yeah,
that,
but
right?
She's sweet, so she would.
Right, she's a sweet old grandma, but she could pull this kind of shit.
if she
Teresa-
wanted to.
You know what I was thinking about, though? I was thinking about this legitimately. Queen Elizabeth, at this point, has a shot at being the oldest living World War II veteran, right?
She's the longest reigning British monarch of all time.
That's a
Wait,
good one.
He's just saying that because a lot of World War II veterans are dying out,
Right.
where the number is dwindling.
Vast
that-
majority are male as well.
So
Live shorter.
Yeah, so she's
Pretty
on
cool.
track to just
How old is she?
205.
Is she 205? She's like that
No.
shark they found in
In
Iceland.
the 90s.
That's in the metric
She's
years.
in her 90s.
And she drove a Jeep in the army, right?
Yes.
For the UK?
believe
She
so.
was actually
How old
sponsored
is
by
the Queen
Jeep.
of England?
Theresa May wanted to overturn the fox hunting ban.
She. That sounds like something she
It
would
failed, I guess.
Everyone's
92.
Like, we're surviving without it.
Anything
We're
about
fine.
92.
What if the Queen became the oldest person?
That'd be pretty cool.
That'd be wicked.
Charles
in the
would love
world?
that.
In the world ever.
Isn't the oldest? There's the oldest American alive lives in Austin, right? Richard Overton.
Richard Overton.
That's what made me think of it, actually.
How old is he?
106.
106.
See, he's 106 and he was
not
a World
very
War
old.
II
He
vet.
had his.
He was
the
old when he
street
when he
named
was in World War
after him.
II. He was an older vet.
He's like 30s.
Yeah.
They renamed the street that he lives on Richard Overton Street. It's pretty cool,
Really? It makes it easy to find him, though.
right?
Like,
There he is. Get him.
Not always on the
Yeah,
street.
does anyone live on their own street?
he does.
Like,
I
would,
would.
you live on Early Main Street?
Does he live on the
If
street?
they named it after me,
Oh, it'd be a main street too.
it would be E Main Street.
That's amazing.
The E Main Street. So does he live on his own street?
What if yours
Yeah.
was away?
Yeah, right? So he does.
Yeah, they
Away
named the
Street.
street that he
Yeah,
lives on
Gavin
after
Freeway.
him.
That's what I thought
Not
you
just a
said.
random street.
I don't know.
There, it was Richard Overton
joke.
Street.
I don't know. Google Maps hasn't updated it yet. You can search for his street and it points it out. Google Maps still has the old name on it.
Yeah.
Well, what the hell? What does
Come on,
what-
Google.
What does Google Maps know?
Nothing.
What does Google Maps know? Up everything. It blows everything.
Do you have a
Shit.
kettle?
Yes, of course I have a kettle, Gavin.
Why doesn't people here have a kettle?
Why doesn't people
people-
here have a kettle?
Why doesn't people?
Why doesn't one have a
Why
kettle?
people no kettle?
Why doesn't one have a kettle?
I know, I felt quite superior this
I've got a
morning,
kettle. I
boiling
keep
my
saying
tea.
it.
Where does the Queen go to pout? Like, what country did she pick?
Where did she go to what?
Like,
Anna?
when she left the country?
I think she went to France.
That's a good place.
It's not that far. So you just hop on a train.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah.
Just sit there, like, looking across the channel.
Or
When
maybe
they're
she went
done,
up
then
to
she comes
Balmoral.
back.
I don't know.
She probably went.
Just yelling back. You done? Are you done yet?
She went to France to hunt
Have I
foxes.
made my
and then she came
point?
back.
If I was the Queen, I would have taken the fucking channel across. I would have gone right to the coast of Normandy. I would have grabbed a fox, looked at England, and stab.
Just slit its throat?
Wow.
Absolutely.
Do you think
Send
you
a
could-
fucking message to people?
Do you think you could swim the English Channel?
Yes.
No,
Easy.
You will die.
It'll take you like
What if you had to fight a shark halfway through?
Swimming, you can swim anything.
it's like 25 miles or something.
But then you
22
like-
miles.
Just 25 miles.
You just do the dead man's float if you get tired, and then just keep going.
How long?
Bernie's slowly floating across the
How long would you
channel.
need to from now to when you swim the
Is
channel?
it 25 miles?
It's like 20 something miles. I
Yeah.
think. But also like the currents could like I think the longest ever attempt.
You'd get pulled out to
also-
sea.
the guy used to
Dead
swim like
man's float.
he swam like 60 miles.
21 miles.
21 miles.
What's the farthest you think you've ever swum?
That's like
Swam.
some of a marathon.
Swummed.
Swummed.
Is there silt in the water? that's my
What if on the
kryptonite.
other side of the channel is where you have to vote?
It's all boiled water. Dude, this voting thing today. Yes, my answer is unequivocally I could
How long
swim
do
the
you
No,
ocean.
you
if I,
couldn't,
if I
you
said
die.
swim the channel January 1st, 2022, do you think you could do it? You think that's enough time?
January 1st, cold. It's
How,
cold.
how long? How long?
When is it not cold?
Well, it's
July
in the
1st.
summer.
All right,
July 1st.
August 30th.
August 30th. And then what are you asking me? Sure.
Can
Why
you
not?
do it on 2022?
How long would it take you to swim it? 21 miles.
Hour and a half?
Okay.
You couldn't run 21 miles.
You
in an hour
got
and a
that
half.
easy.
Were you
Got that
born
easy.
half tugboat?
Can I use a boat?
No.
You just swim laps in the boat while it
Yeah,
goes.
you have to swim in the boat.
Put a bathtub in the
So
boat.
the boat's gonna have a lap like pool in it for you to do swimming. Okay.
I would have still to if he'd have bet me, I would have gotten a boat with a bathtub in it.
It's just you in a boat in a pool, just doggy paddling the entire way.
While the boat races
just
across
floating.
the
I think we should make it a bet.
Who is
What's,
this?
but what's on your side?
Black and Red Bid on chat says extra life goal.
How about this?
What's your bet?
No, listen. I want to say one thing because Extra Life's coming up. I gave a mandate to everybody, which I know they're gonna fucking ignore, but I want to let people know it. I said it that we're not allowed to do any stretch goals for Extra Life that can't be fulfilled on the live stream. So that there's not just like a bunch of stuff that like backlogs or whatever. What's up?
Well, I have some stuff that can't be done on the live stream. For example, like whenever we do 50-10 Mario Party, but we just knock it out like a week or a month later.
Okay,
I
that's
think
on
if
you
you-
though. I'm
I
saying
think-
that's on you.
I think if you do it before the end of the year, you're in good shape.
nobody's making you do that stretch goal. Everyone has the responsibility to come up with a stretch goal that can be done during the live stream, not this extra stuff later. Because I think over time, what happens is people see the stretch goals as being the actual goals for things. Like it's like, oh well, we paid for this. It's like, no, this is like a bonus thing. We were raising money for a charity. This is an extra thing we're gonna do, and we're gonna do it at some point. But people are like, no, we all paid money for this one thing. It's like that's not what a stretch goal is. A stretch goal is like a bonus for hitting a tier for what you're actually raising money
Yeah,
for.
it's important to not say stuff without doing it.
I totally fucking agree with that. As you can tell, we've been debating this a lot internally.
Speaking of,
I saw the proofs for the calendar today.
Did you?
they're sitting in the design office right now. They're alone
Under lock and key.
Yeah. Game time by Ellie's out. That's
Yeah.
good timing. Ellie, thank you for joining us.
Thank
And
you so much.
Thank you for
Vote, and if you can't, there's always something you can do. So look it up.
That's a
and-
great.
You can buy a
that's
kettle.
great message.
she's
Yeah.
sorry, she's a living example of that. Doing her civic duty, even though she's not.
Did
a
you get
civilian.
recognized?
I don't know if that's the.
No, but this one guy did tell me that like I should leave immediately and like get back on a plane to England.
Oh, that's what I was
like,
wondering.
Did you explain that that's not where
yeah,
your
one
home
person
is?
was like, well, one person shut the door. One person tried to call the police. One person shut the door and then was telling me that they were calling the cops and that they were going to call ICE to make me go home.
Really?
And then one person told me that Beto's campaign is supported by child murder, and they read that off Facebook.
Oh, really?
And I was like, good day.
Is that Joel Heyman?
Very good, sir. Au revoir. I shall leave now. But yes, if you can't vote, there's always something you can do. Thanks. Bye.
And if you don't, they will poison the water where you live.
Yeah.
Because that's what they've done to
They'll
us in
make the
Austin.
frogs turn gay.
I don't understand that one.
Dude, how is Alex Jones today with the water?
Who cares?
Where
Fuck
would
that
it
guy.
even
I don't want
Who
to talk
fucking
about
cares?
Alex Jones. I don't
Yeah.
wanna talk about
Hey
Alex
everyone,
Jones.
this episode of the Rooster Teeth podcast is brought to you by.
Eric, we need to
okay,
find out
okay,
two
I'm
pieces
good.
of information. How often to buy a new mattress and what is the boiling point of silt?
So I voted today. I actually ran into a lot of Rooster Teeth employees at the place I went to go vote.
Oh, yeah?
Like people who were there also voting.
What were they doing?
Interesting.
Catching Pokemon?
Yes, they were catching Pokemon. They're all voting, idiot.
They should put out a
was-
vote Pokemon that you can only catch if you go and vote. That'd be wicked.
Yeah.
Like an unknown.
Like
that's a check mark.
Votemon.
vote.
But it took about an hour. I think it was the longest line I'd ever seen for early voting. And I think I read that they were on track. By 2 p.m., they were on track in Travis County to match the 2016 presidential election, which was record-breaking in
It was.
itself. And this is typically considered off-cycle. It's not a presidential election. But it's still, there's a lot on the ballot in Travis County right now anyway. Like I know.
Oh my God,
The
so
big
many
one,
propositions.
Everyone's, focused on senator. Obviously, that's like making nationwide news. But, also my
Governor's on
congressman's
there.
up. A bunch of, local elections for local government, our mayor, city council. Then a bunch, there's like 7 propositions or something like that for the city.
Whether or not to revoke the nuclear treaty in Europe. Oh, wait, we don't get to vote on that.
No.
That just happens on its own. Jesus Christ.
Oh, yours.
How do you wake up in the morning and go, more nukes? Let's do that.
I don't. That's,
how about-
I don't do that.
Let's all put more nukes.
I don't do that.
You guys put some more nukes over there, we'll put some more nukes over here.
Does the world
was-
vote on anything as a planet yet?
No,
Like,
there's
do
only
we
like
rain gutters?
non-binding resolutions with
Yes,
the
we all
UN.
collectively vote on doing jack shit about climate change. That's
Yeah.
the only thing that we vote on.
Like at some point, the planet is going to be. I mean, there's already like all the leaders coming together, but the people of the planet should figure out a way to vote on stuff as a planet.
Where?
Yeah, it's called
Where
revolutions.
are we gonna do that?
The ocean.
The ocean. It's the only place that can hold all the people.
All right. There's just a lot going on that you have absolutely no control over. It's scary stuff.
It's very scary.
So it took you an hour?
It took about an hour to get
So,
through the line.
I was overestimated. Peter Hayes just sent me something with my face in a boat. Who knows what that is? But
You're swimming the channel.
Oh, is that what I'm doing? Oh, because I'm a boat. I'm gonna swim like a boat. Bernie McBoat face.
Can you swim the
By the way,
channel?
the record is 7 hours. It's 6 hours and 55 minutes. That's the fastest it's ever
Who
been
could
done.
swim for 7 hours? That seems impossible.
Anybody who has swam the channel has at least swam for that long.
David
or longer.
Williams did it.
Take the
David
fucking
Williams
train.
did.
You have to wear. There's rules as well. You have to like wear a half sleeve wetsuit and use goose fat to lube yourself up to get warm and that.
Is that a rule? Was
Well,
this a
you
good
can
idea?
only
be counted.
you can only use goose fat.
The two-way rule is 16 hours, 10 minutes.
Who's counting that? Somebody went there and back?
Yep.
Took a return trip?
Philip Rush from New Zealand.
Philip Rush from New
He's
Zealand.
also did it. He did it through. He went there, back, and then back again. It took 28 hours and 21 minutes.
He's just showing off at that point.
And I think you have to be fed from a stick.
Is it like a hamburger at
I've-
the end of a stick, and
I've
you're like
seen
swimming?
pictures of it. It's pretty funny.
It's like when you said you're on the verge of dying, and you see like a sandwich.
And they just keep going, man. I'm telling you, it's easy.
So you overestimated.
Then that would just be Bernie floating on his back, being fed by a stick
For 7 hours? Sign me up, dude. That
'Cause
sounds great.
I don't think you can just go and do it because it's like a really busy shipping lane. So you have to do it officially, and they'll like help you do it.
And there's a boat alongside you.
You simulate it. That's who.
Well, like a swimming treadmill.
Yeah. Or like just swim it somewhere else. It's the same thing. Same distance.
No, but
That amount.
Well, okay, what would
distance
that
is the
be
thing.
in a swimming pool? How many lengths back and forth would that
I
be?
don't know. What's it, 100 meters each way? So
Can you do that math?
Look at
you do
me.
the
Well,
math
you've
on
got the
that.
computer.
How many?
Well, you could just do
meters
the
10
math.
laps in a pool would be
21
a
miles.
kilometer.
So 21 miles. That's let's say 34,000 meters.
It's 34,000 meters. So
Yeah.
340 laps in a pool.
No. You're a fool.
Do I get to eat goose fat while I do it? Because
No,
I'll do
you
that.
don't eat the goose fat.
Oh, you don't?
Don't eat.
What's
it's
the point?
to lube you
Smear it all
up.
over yourself.
Why do you need to lube up? You're in the
Are
water.
they feeding him?
No, it's cold. It's insulation.
Is he eating? What are we looking at? Yeah, they're tossing him food and drink. They're tossing him food. It's like going to SeaWorld.
It looks fun.
Dude, how boring would it be to be the person in the rowboat? If the person in the little orange rowboat there who's paddling along with the swimmer, I wouldn't even take a rowboat across the channel. That alone I would brag to my friends
You would have a
about.
motorized
I rowboat across the fucking English Channel. It's like, well, then weren't you with a guy who swam it? It's like, yeah, fuck that guy. I fucking rowboated the whole way. It's just like, why is one a human achievement and the other is just fucking stupid?
What about one of those
'Cause you're
pedal
aided.
swans?
Those swans are terrible.
So you said you went to vote and you overestimated what?
I'm going to retract my statement. I will not swim the English Channel.
Oh, you could do it. Give you 3 years. You could do it.
But I'm doing the goose fat thing. That sounds fun. I'm
Don't
just
eat
gonna
a
slather
load of
myself.
goose
Okay, so and on August 30th, 2022, we get to
Buddy's gonna-
smother you with goose fat.
Yes. That
Okay.
I'm on board with.
I'd like to sign up to participate in this challenge.
Can you?
So then I go to parties and go, only two kinds of people get smothered in goose fat, me and also everyone else who swam the English Channel. I'll be in the same category without doing all the fucking work.
Can we make it a thing to all return here on that date for the
Now
goose
feed
fat
me on a
challenge?
stick.
The goose fat challenge.
Eric, set a reminder.
Wait,
I want food on a stick, Eric.
food on a stick after we lube
Someone
you up
get one of
with
those
goose
tamales on a stick and feed it to him. One of
No,
those
I mean for
Put
the
a tamale
on the
stick.
not today. I
No,
don't, I don't need to
today.
prep or train for this. I just on the day I want food on the stick.
What are you gonna wear underneath all the goose fat? Are you gonna wear the little?
What do you mean? Just me, baby. Just me and goose fat. Wear that dancer's belt.
I thought you hate being covered in slime and goo, like from MDB all the time.
But yeah, but I like being an athlete, so I got to make compromises somehow.
It's just you stand there being covered in goose fat, and while we're doing it, you say, "I'm an athlete.
That's right.
I'm an athlete."
How do you get that much goose fat? Like, how many geese worth is going to be on your body?
5.
How many geese does it take to cover you?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Maybe one goose.
How much
would
cover
cover
you?
you?
How much
fat
fat
is
comes
in
from
a
a goose?
goose? Why not?
No, how much usable fat?
Like square footage.
Okay.
well, I mean, you might eat some. It'll be. well, I mean, like when you use a goose, you get all the fat.
When
Like,
you
after you-
use the goose,
Well, they don't just make. Do they just kill a goose
I
for
just
fat
like
and throw
that
the meat away?
I just like that you phrased it as in using a goose. Oh, have you used a goose today?
Well, what do you use chicken for?
you don't
eat
say you don't say use. That's not the verb.
Some of it is used for food.
Yeah, but you don't use the whole fucking verb.
ASMR.
What are they doing?
So 143 grams of goose
Who measured?
has
grams.
18.1 grams of fat.
You
So
somehow always give information that doesn't ever answer my
I'm
question.
getting. I have to start
You
somewhere.
didn't say how many
and
lengths the pool was.
But is that just how much fat?
I gave you the thing, and then he
What
said
kind
it.
of- That's
He
like
was
7
wrong.
ounces of goose. What'd you say? 143 grams?
I'm working off of a nutrition label.
Yeah, I was gonna
here.
say that
Oh.
sounds like fat content.
143 grams of goose has 18 grams of fat.
That's like seven. That's like 7 ounces, about somewhere in there.
That's over 10% of the goose
So-
is fat.
You get like, let's call it an ounce out of
10% body fat.
How
Over
much
10%.
How much does
That's
a
not
goose
bad.
weigh?
That's pretty
about,
lean.
That's about 12.5% fat. So let's say you have
I don't buy extra goose fat. We'll figure out a use
Yeah.
for it. Just bring enough to lube me up.
it's a 50-pound goose, you get 6.25 pounds. There you go.
That's probably enough for a body.
That's probably enough.
Just look, get a
You
goose
just
today.
gotta cover them a layer.
Start fattening that bitch up.
I wouldn't know where to start. Like, could I get a goose by the end of the day? Probably not.
In Texas,
Do you
sure.
live or dead?
One needs to be alive, right?
Well, a dead one, you just go to the butcher.
Right.
I could get you a dead goose.
There's farms around. You go get one. Wait,
just
there's
buy
actually
a goose?
So if you
no,
want a live
there's,
goose, just go to the butcher. Just show up early
there's some geese right over in the park over here.
and go cut it out.
There's some geese in the park over here.
They're public geese. You can't
Okay,
just
well, you
cut one
said
down.
if you had to get a goose by the end of the day, you
Free
didn't know
range.
how, and I know
Free
how.
range
so-
geese.
Yeah, I was walking around here the other day. Bloody saw a bloke catch a pigeon.
First of all, what's a pigeon doing in Austin? Were you by the studio or downtown?
There's a bunch of water in Mueller.
What does water have to do with pigeons?
No. There's like a bunch of ducks. And people feeding the ducks, and then shitload of pigeons
Okay.
coming in. And
You
then
say I start from nonsense. At least I had a base in the thing we were talking about. You like say something and then go in a totally different direction.
I when I'm down at the pier and all the fucking pigeons are around squealing at the top of their lungs.
no, I just watched this this Indian man dive on a pigeon. And
Whoa.
he caught it, and I was like,
Why was he diving on it?
I just wanted to hold the pigeon.
You don't have.
Mike Tyson used to train his hand speed by raising pigeons. That's what I
That's
heard.
Big,
But
I mean,
he did like a 2020 thing where he's like he just really quickly just
Have
picks up
you
pigeons.
ever seen a Sebastopol goose?
No.
They look-
Sebastopol?
They look amazing.
Joe?
oh, that looks like it should
Oh,
be
wow.
sold at West Elm.
I don't know what it is. Let me see.
It looks like a feather duster. Hold on, let me turn the brightness.
Looks like a
down.
sheepdog
Too
goose.
fancy. That's a weird looking animal. As long as it's got a lot of fat, that's all we care about. We don't have to get a big fat goose.
Which is the fattest bird? Penguin, probably. Tons
Maybe.
of fat.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Penguin, yeah.
Penguin's a good call.
Penguin's good.
They got to live in 100-day winter. or
Man,
100-day
everything
darkness.
in like
What
the
is
Arctic
the
and
fattest
you know
bird?
down in Antarctica, everything in those polar regions just fucking eats everything else. Everything.
Isn't that
Seals are always
amazing?
eating penguins. Killer whales are eating seals. It's like nothing gets a break.
Can you believe that
'cause,
that's
like,
on our
in
planet?
most other biomes, people just leave each other
Yeah,
alone.
but in those biomes, there's like 4 things.
I think-
it's like
I think,
Well,
I think
catch a
Google.
break.
Name the 4 things in the biome.
Killer whale.
Killer whale.
Well, in the mushroom biome, there's only mushrooms.
Killer whale.
Stupid.
Seal.
Stupid.
It was
Stupid.
Penguin. Albatross.
Albatross. is the-
Google
All
is-
right, so let's find the circle of life here. The killer
Albatross eats killer whale.
and then we made the full circle there.
What is that? 3 under par?
That's
4 under par?
An albatross?
Yeah.
Google is showing me its preference here. It's built-in bias. I searched for what is the fattest bird, and it returned the 10 most beautiful birds in the world.
Google doesn't want you to shame.
No, it's just
Body
It's not
shame-
shame.
body sh-
Fat's a good thing in
body
the
shaming
wild to a
birds.
certain
I
extent.
mean, fattest bird, probably those foie gras birds that are just stuffed
That's
with
a
food.
horrible. That's horrible.
Yeah. I
They
didn't say it
even
was
have
nice.
like a
Force feed those
a
geese.
name for that, right? So they're not saying they're force feeding it. What is the word?
Tube feeding.
Yeah, there's like a term they use for the force feeding of a goose.
Yeah,
Uh,
wasn't gorging.
Ban that.
I think it's banned a lot of places.
How is it?
It's one of those things that, and I've heard this is going on with shark fin soup because of Yao Ming. That it's one of those things they don't need to ban it.
gavage.
They just make gavage. They just made it so socially unacceptable. Nobody wants to do it, and so the industry basically dies. And shark fin soup apparently, according to the article I read, most people in China didn't know that shark fin soup that they just cut the fins off the shark and then it's this really horrible practice to sharks. They just didn't know that. And Yao Ming did a whole campaign about it, and now shark fin soup consumption has dropped significantly.
It's also almost entirely flavorless, isn't it? The fin? They just
I think
think
it's cartilage, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like,
Gross.
I just want to eat a chunk of cartilage.
Any instance I've ever seen of someone trying to prove like how bad it is and they've actually like partaken it, that they react in a way that it's like it's just terrible. It's not even a good thing. As opposed to like people's reaction to maybe say foie gras.
So I tried to go vote, and I thought it was going to take me 20 minutes. I estimated that it would take me 20 minutes. And I gave myself half an hour. And I was really kind of about it. I was with Ashley. Ashley makes me late when I go places. I love her. I put up with it. No big deal. It's a little bit late. So I had to be somewhere at the top of the hour. So I got there at like 30 minutes till. Got in line. Might make this, might not make it. Then Ashley goes, I'm definitely not going to make it. I got to go. She had a dentist appointment. And so she left. And I waited in line. Long story very short, I got all the way to where they were about to check my ID. And I knew I wasn't. It was like 2 minutes until the top of the hour. And I knew I was going to have to get on my phone call. And there was nothing I could do about it. Like I pushed to have this call. Somebody was doing me a favor by getting on the phone with me. And so I was like, I just can't do it. Because I knew if they checked my license, then I would be counted as voting and I wouldn't be able to come back. So I was like, fuck. So I was like literally like probably like 3 or 4 minutes away from.
So you had to bail.
I had to bail after 30 minutes. And I probably look weird because I had my hoodie on and my sunglasses. And all of a sudden I just get to the front and I'm like gone. It probably were like.
Someone thought it was a bunch of kids inside of a
fucking
a
red
coat.
flag went up. I'm sure something there. I'm probably like on the suspect list for poisoning the water in Austin. The problem was this.
No, Ted Cruz.
The problem was this.
What was the problem?
Everybody goes to vote, right? Everybody goes
votes.
to vote.
No.
A lot of people go to vote.
It's like the children's book.
It's a wide cross section. I had this older lady in front of me. So old. She's an old lady. She was an old lady.
How old was she?
I don't know, dude. I have no idea. I can tell you just about everything else about this lady. This lady for 30 minutes didn't stop talking. 30 fucking minutes.
Was she
straight.
there with someone she knew?
No. So she's in front of me in line. And then there's, of course, there's somebody in front of her. And I'll read you the text that I sent to Ashley of all the shit she talked about. And this is after she got to the point where she was bugging me and she still kept talking. The big thing was I'll read what I wrote to Ashley. It said, got this old lady in front of me who by her own admission never leaves the house ever because she's had 14 surgeries. And man, they should really do something to help people like her vote. It's really difficult and they don't make it easy in any way. Also, her son lives in Arizona, and he's doing really, really well. And is that a golden retriever? And hey, are there bugs in this bush? Because I'm really allergic to a lot of different things. I think there's bugs in this bush. Now, let me give you all directions to my house. She was giving everyone in shouting distance directions to her house.
Probably
now
lonely.
she's telling everyone the
Does she live
history.
on a street that's named after her?
No, but she knows the area well. Now she's telling everyone the history of the Pemberton Water Treatment Plant. Don't even know what that is. Some guy in front of her, the guy two in front of me, made the mistake of engaging with her because she was doing that thing where she was talking out loud. Like she was just like,
Talking at the
she's like, get in line. And Gavin, you can attest. Normally I'm a very cordial, friendly, I'll talk to whoever.
More than most people I know.
Had a feeling about this lady. Had a feeling. Because we're all sitting there and she goes, oh, I wonder if it's going to stay this temperature. And then
Just out into the ether.
And then it was just enough time. I was on my phone trying to calculate my time to my call. And I thought, was she talking to me? I was doing that thing where I was about to answer her. And it was a really short amount of time. She just said it again. I wonder if it's going to stay this temperature. I'm like, oh, this lady's fishing for a friend.
She's looking for engagement.
I'm just like, so I just kind of like, I did something I normally don't do. It's just like, not engaging.
Mm-hmm.
And the dude in front of her goes, yeah, I don't know if it is. Dude, she locked in. As soon as he said one word to her, he was in her entire focus.
That's
She also
amazing
told
that
us-
she doubled down on just not having anybody to talk to, but was just looking for someone to respond. That's amazing.
Yeah. Yep. She also, the house on the corner used to have different siding, Gus.
Oh, wonder why they changed that.
it in
Yeah.
1988.
88?
They changed the siding.
30 years.
And there's
That's
a bunch
good. That's
more.
vinyl
But the
siding.
most
That's
important
good.
thing is most people don't even know how to grow an avocado. There you go. So if you want to know how to grow an avocado, I fucking know now.
You should have invited her on the podcast.
Dude, she was a wealth of information.
She sounds like a podcast.
She was a wealth
Yeah.
of information about stuff that I didn't give a shit about.
What,
should have-
don't you care that it's hard for old people to vote? You should be able to vote remotely.
100% care about
You
that.
should be able to do it on your tax
Definitely
return.
way more difficult to vote than it should be here.
100%.
They should just attach it to something that they have to identify as yours.
You
like
know,
a tax return
if
or any
only
official...
there was a secure method of transferring information. If only there was a way we could securely, I don't know, like we could use it for banking. We could use it for other things. God, what could we use
Yeah, but then the Russians
in
hack it.
order to do that?
The Russians will
So
hack
how
it.
do you
That's
check
the big concern
ID
now.
and check the status of people?
If only there was a way, like how anyone could log into a bank account, right? There's no way to verify that. Really should be a way to
you
figure
saying-
this out. There's already solutions to this.
How does it work?
You can just tie it to your fucking driver's license number. Like they require
But
you to
I
have
could
an
have
ID,
a driver's license and a bank account.
and they could verify whether or not you have that status.
Okay.
Well, it's the same way that they verify when you go.
Right.
There, you have to. There's like 7 different kinds of identification you can show, and so you show that identification. That's how it verifies you. They don't like take a bit of your blood or something. So they're already just taking identification as the reason why you're you. So why can't it just be the same thing electronically?
Dude, when I went to go get JD his learner's permit, he didn't have any form of ID.
Yeah.
It was fucking impossible. I don't know how most people do it. It was fucking impossible. He'd have like a electric bill with his address on it. I'm like, he's 15. He doesn't
Wait, to get your permit, they
Dude,
would like ask
I
you for that.
had to have all these different forms of identification. The big thing we didn't have was a social security card. Do you know how many fucking people have that?
I
You
do.
know? You know what I
Wait,
said?
how many people have a social
You got
security
it in your you got it in your filing cabinet.
Oh no! Oh yeah, at home. I have it at
Yeah,
home.
I had his number and everything, but I just social security card burp, somewhere. So anyway, so
What
we had
about
everything
birth
else.
certificate?
We had a birth certificate. We had a passport. John.
You had a birth certificate
we had
and
a
it.
birth certificate. We had a passport. It was not enough to prove that he was should be getting a driver's license, or was it basically we were trying to prove he was a citizen of the U.S.
Time to get JD
So
on the electric bill.
passport would say he's a citizen.
Of the
It was
U.S.,
like 3 visits.
but not of the state.
It was We got to the point where we could prove he's a U.S. citizen. Then we had to prove he was part of the state of Texas.
Yeah, like
Oh.
like technically
Okay.
for alcohol sale, Texas is weird about a lot of stuff. Technically for alcohol sales, only state IDs are allowable. Like
Oh,
you
I-
cannot technically buy. You're not supposed to be able to buy alcohol with a passport. I know because I tried to buy a drink at a bar once using my passport because I didn't have my license, and they would not serve me a beer.
Well, as
but not-
someone who only has a passport and has never had any form of state
Yeah.
ID, I've
bet you
bought
gave
alcohol
them-
thousands
Right.
of times.
Security look.
Normally, you'll not get a problem with it, but every now and then someone can be a stickler and say no.
Well then,
Let me ask you a question. What happened to this country? How do we fall so far behind?
how do we fuck?
How are we far?
How
How do we fall so far behind in the hacking race?
Well, because of the cyber.
Because always Russian hackers are fucking up our elections, right?
No, I want.
Chinese
I want to
hackers-
hear this.
Ruin PUBG.
Chinese hackers.
Are U.S. hackers fucking stuff up for other people, and we
I
still
think-
hear about it?
I think they're hitting up
yeah.
Fortnite in Europe.
We invented that hacking shit, like all in the '80s with the phones and war games.
Yeah, like back, what was it? The Stuxnet virus was supposedly a U.S.-Israel collaboration to take Iranian nuclear reactors or Iranian refineries offline. Like that was the origin of the Stuxnet virus. And then it just got modified.
You're upset about us falling behind on the hacking, but we're falling behind on like almost every metric there is.
Yeah, but this is like this is not a manufacturing job, dude. This
no,
is
but I
people
mean
behind
like
computers.
education and anything like that.
Life expectancy, that's a big one now. I saw the life expectancy projections through like 2050, and the U.S. is like
The power of our passport has also gone down significantly.
That's the silt.
it's all still.
What is the most
The
valuable
silt actually
passport?
sits on
currently?
top
I think
of
currently
you
it's
and kills
Japan.
Ah.
Like we've fallen significantly in that ranking.
Yeah,
I
like
need to
we're
get-
under the UK.
That's probably going to change once Brexit happens.
Maybe so.
Thankfully, I can get an Italian passport. I might do that just to stay in the EU in some way. I don't want to have to like.
How can you get an
I want to
Italian
be able to
passport?
work. What?
How can you get an Italian passport? What makes you?
My family is Italian.
Oh, really? That's all it takes? You just go in there and say, I mean, people have families in all sorts of different countries. You just go, okay, I live in this country now.
Does someone in your family have Italian citizenship?
My granddad is an Italian man, born in Italy, has an Italian passport.
Okay, that's what.
Yeah,
Have you
did you
looked
ever
into
see the
this?
Skype
Or you're just
commercial?
saying this.
What?
Have you looked into this?
I've done some prelims. I think it's doable. I just want to be able to, because
Why don't you get a U.S. passport? You live here. Why don't you do
I
that?
can already work here. I've done that.
You can't work in the UK?
No, I can work in the UK.
He wants to work
I want to be
elsewhere.
able to work in Europe.
Okay.
But after Brexit, that might be difficult. So if I have an EU passport still,
Are you going to break? Is it going to happen? The Brexit?
Probably.
It's going to happen. It has
Yeah.
to happen. It's already.
They vote it.
It's
Is there
done.
a way? Is the opportunity to go back at this point?
No.
There can't be another vote.
They can make another vote, but I mean, the EU's.
Oh, I think the EU said no. We're holding you to
Yeah.
this.
And so one way or another, I think they are the UK is pretty much out of time to figure out their exit plan. And at this point, it looks like because I believe Brexit has to happen in March. They're at a point where
Oh, everyone should just leave the country.
Leave.
to avoid
Yeah, be like, oh, we
Well,
can do it.
It's
We'll
going to
go.
happen. The UK is going to
to
leave
France.
the EU in March, and there's going to be no plan. Nothing is going to be set up to regulate travel, trade, any of that stuff. And I think a big sticking point is whether or not they're going to put a wall between Ireland and Northern Ireland.
Really?
Yes.
Why?
It's
Is
the
there like
generation of walls.
what's
That's-
going on?
Because one of
dude?
them will be in the EU and the other won't.
Oh.
Well, I mean, there's countries in mainland Europe that aren't in the EU, but they don't have walls between them.
Yeah.
I trust me, I know. That's one of the sticking points that I read that they are trying to struggle over. And the UK is under some illusion that they have power in this negotiation, saying that they're going to try to negotiate a better exit. And the EU knows that they don't have to give them shit.
Wonder what
The
it's like.
EU doesn't have to do a goddamn thing for them.
What's going to happen to the British pound?
It's worth
knows?
more than our money right now. You think it'll drop?
It is.
It's been worth more than $1 the entire time I've
It's been
been
worth
alive.
more than just about anything, really, right? Any other base
It would
currency.
be weird to, like, in my head, that's not something that can happen. Like, it would be very weird for me to have $1 worth more than a pound, but I guess it's entirely plausible.
Projection.
That's the weirdest stuff about growing up and becoming an adult is that stuff that, that was in books and stuff you read as a kid can change. And I've
Yeah, it's history.
there hasn't been a lot of that in my life. aside
History
from, like,
seems pretty cemented when you're being taught it in school.
yeah, because teachers are teaching it. But I mean, I guess like the Berlin Wall came down in my lifetime. That's
Yeah.
pretty significant.
Oof, it's come down a lot, dude. In May it was $1.42, and now it's $1.30.
I think one of the first times I came to the US, maybe around 2005,
I can look it up right here.
it was like $2 to the pound.
I remember when I went and I first met you, like in 04 or 05 over there, it was like I think it was a little over $2
Yeah.
to a pound. I was like, I fucking hate
that was
London.
awesome.
Everything's so expensive. I was like, I think I'm getting a good deal. I think a hamburger's $5. No, it's $10.
So that explains around why at that time I loved coming to the US and you hated coming to
hated
England.
going over there. Everything was so fucking expensive.
Was as we were in.
So the high that I can see is $1.74.
But the thing is now, because it's been closed for a long time, the UK will price stuff at the exact same amount as the US. So like a video game will be $59.99.
Yeah.
And in the UK it will be £59.99, which is madness.
Everyone in
That is
Australia,
so expensive.
everyone in Australia is screaming right now because they pay like $100
Yeah.
for just a normal release game. Sucks.
I remember games being like 40 quid. Like $39.99 was
Dude,
the
our
price
games
for
are
a game.
$120 now. Last two games that I've looked at, there was $120 options on both of them.
Well, there's options.
Yes, it's true. You don't have to buy that stuff. Although I gotta
what games
say,
were you looking at?
Assassin's Creed Odyssey was one of them.
Yeah.
John. The other one was a little game that's called Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Blops 4. Bought that game. That was a mistake.
Why'd you buy that game?
You don't like Blackout?
I was all excited about it. I haven't played Blackout yet.
Oh, it's so fun.
Is it?
I haven't been this excited about Call of Duty since I was a teenager.
We should play it and let's play then. How about that? Fuck you. How about that?
It's just.
What are you doing
about-
Wednesday?
Hey.
Yeah, it's doing. I got equipment in my room. Hey, I want to remind everyone this episode of the Rooster Teeth Podcast is also brought to you by.
I had a great dentist appointment. And everything went just peachy. And I got blood work done. Yeah, it was good. So,
In your
you're all
mouth?
good. No, not blood work in my mouth. That was two separate things. Got blood work done.
Wouldn't that be weird if they had to draw blood out from your gums, like instead of just like the vein in
I
your
would do it
arm?
less.
Ugh.
I would do it less. I don't like giving blood.
Do you get weirded out by needles? Do you hate
No.
when everything like that happens?
So,
I have a
no,
fear of them.
I can't say that I do. Dentist stuff doesn't bug me.
I
at
don't
all.
like the
Yeah.
feel of him in there. It's kind of like a vibratey little like.
People are gonna
Mm.
freak out just listening to this podcast. Some people are so afraid of needles.
It's like a dull pain.
I used to
It's
get
when they pull it out.
I used to get so many shots as a kid. I got over that really fast.
I had to give myself shots.
Yeah,
Is it from all
What are you
your
getting
STIs?
shots for?
allergy shots.
No shit.
I would
Really?
get allergy shots 3 times a week when I was a little kid. So you get over that in a fucking hurry.
In
Would
Eagle
you
Pass,
be-
what are you allergic to?
Yeah, everything. I was
Really?
allergic to being alive.
Look
Would
at
you
that
be
lady in
dead
the poles
if
in
it-
front of us.
If it wasn't for modern medicine,
Watch out, there's
No,
bugs
I
in
just
the
would be
bush.
miserable. I'd just be constantly mucusy and dripping out of my head all the time. I've outgrown a lot of those allergies. I had a really bad allergy to grass for many years,
I remember that.
which is
I remember
fucking
that.
terrible. Because when you're like a teenage kid and your parents start expecting you to mow the grass, yeah, they had no sympathy for me.
What?
I like that
Why
your
you had
first
like a proven
contact with
allergy?
grass-
Yeah, they bought me like a dust mask and like, here you go. Like, that's not gonna help.
Wow.
I like that your first contact with grass came when you were a teenager, all the way until that
My
point in his
first
life.
contact with cut grass.
Is that what sets it off? Is
Yeah,
cut
that's
grass versus
what's
like,
really bad.
Gotcha.
do you think if the first person to eat a nut was allergic to nuts, that no one would eat nuts?
Probably they'd be seen as poisonous.
Because nuts can just immediately do someone in.
But
They
I feel like
can.
nut allergies are a much more recent thing, right?
Are they? Well, like we've evolved in nut
I feel like when I
allergy?
was a kid, I didn't know anybody with a peanut allergy.
Because they were dead, probably.
I'd never heard of a peanut allergy when I was a kid, but now I feel like that's a big thing. There's a lot of people.
Wait, I have a question. If everybody who had a nut allergy died immediately, would the nut allergy die, or is it something that could then crop up again?
Oh, you're saying get it done.
I'm saying, is that an option? Or
Well,
is
that,
it,
wouldn't that apply to any allergy?
well, that's what I'm asking. Is that, are allergies genetic, or is it something that is just a natural progression?
I'm sure the people who haven't had it, I guess people born with it where it hasn't made itself known yet,
Okay, so
would
say
live, and then they would still have an allergy later in life.
say we had a scan that could
Okay.
tell if you do have or could have an allergy, and then anybody who tested positive was killed. Does that get rid of the allergy?
Well, it might be like recessive.
That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. I don't know. I don't know how
allergies
how-
genetic.
How are allergies? How are they created?
You
How
were
does
going
it
to catch
start?
allergies?
That's what I'm wondering. Like,
I looked
how-
it up. It took me to a website asking me to answer the question. I'm asking you.
What's wrong? What's wrong with websites?
Is that
trying
like
to fuck with
reverse
shit?
Google?
And now it's telling me about Lionel Messi?
Who?
Nice. You playing FIFA?
Did he swing? Did he swim the English Channel?
He could do it.
He could. 20 in 7 hours.
You can do
I
anything.
think you could do it in 15.
Me? Yeah, I can do it.
Could
Put
you do it?
enough cheeseburgers on sticks.
Give me 3 years, I'll do it.
I can do
The
it then.
tendency to
3
develop
years and you would
allergies is
train.
often hereditary, which means it can be passed down
They're saying
through genes.
they're also saying
often
they're also
hereditary.
they're saying Ender Wigan in the chat is saying you can't catch a nut allergy. You can't, but you can develop a more severe reaction. Like you could have basically a very benign allergic reaction to some things early in life, and then all of a sudden develop just. I've always worried about this with, in particular, peanuts. If I eat a lot of peanuts in a row, my cheeks right here get flushed a little bit, and it's like I
So you
feel
limit?
like that's gotten more pronounced over time.
Oh,
And
I have something like that.
And I limit that, or I get like a protein flush when I do that. Like
A
like
protein flush.
I get flush.
Did you just make that shit up?
Oh yeah, I totally made that up.
Okay.
That's my.
I'm growing an allergy to the fake cinnamon flavor.
There's
Are you?
fake cinnamon flavor?
Well, like not actual cinnamon powder.
Like
but
cinnamon candy?
like
if
Big
there was like
Red?
a cinnamon Tic Tac,
Yes.
if I eat like
Hate
2 of
that.
them,
Artificial cinnamon.
my tongue burns for like 4 days.
Really?
And every time I eat one, because sometimes I just like, was that a one-off? And I'll do it, and it lasts for like 5 days.
Yeah,
it's,
that's
it's
not
worse
good.
every time. So eventually, a cinnamon Tic Tac will like burn a hole through my
it's
skin.
gonna kill you.
Yeah. And like my dad had like severe reactions to any kind of thing, anything super spicy. Like he would get like blisters in his mouth essentially from like jalapenos. And
I've
shit like
seen,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, and
I've seen that.
as a kid, I was like, "Oh shit, we can't eat those things." But I love them. I eat hot shit all the time, up to a certain level. If I eat like jalapenos, like my upper echelon, which is
You
like
didn't-
nothing pepper.
You didn't do the hot wings challenge.
I didn't do the hot wings challenge, and I did not do any of that ghost pepper shit. I wouldn't do that. There's no way. I'd be just a fucking snotty mess. Sean Evans like posts every now and then, "Hey, who should I have on hot ones?" And you know, people on Twitter are like, "Oh, you should have Bernie on." And every time I'm like, that would be awful.
See, I think
That
that
would be
awful. People tag
I'd
me.
just be like goopy, like
But that's
snotty
why
mess.
people
You
want it.
wouldn't say
People
no.
tag me for that every now and then too. I'm like, man, I don't know if I would do that.
No, I'm not saying I would say no, but it'd be awful. Like that would not be enjoyable. I would absolutely do that show. It's a
So
great show.
It'd probably make good content.
Dude,
then.
I would
we
love
did
to do that.
we did this barbecue show, Barbara and I.
Right.
We went up in a barbecue in Brooklyn. So, but I watched an episode of Hot Ones with Charlize Theron. It's probably one of my favorite fucking videos on the internet.
Were you there when we saw one live for that?
No,
Hot ones?
they did Hot Ones
Oh,
live
I think it was at the Creator Summit. He did one like live in front of everyone.
this year. Yeah, it's a great. From what I understand, from what I remember, the show started where they would go to press junkets, and then they were just like they had a shitty slot at the end of the day, and they were just like, you know, all the celebs are going to be super tired and like answering the same question all day at these press junkets for their movies. So they just brought a folding table and came up with this idea to eat
Yeah.
hot wings.
It
What do they
grew-
do for
it-
veggies?
Huh?
What do they do for vegetarians?
Spicy tofu.
They actually Jeff Goldblum had fake ones. Yeah, but it's like grown exponentially the cast that he's
Yeah.
gotten, because the early episodes were mostly musicians, but they weren't the most well-known mainstream musicians. But then like he got a couple comedians that people knew, and then because those people did it, then he could get someone like when he got like Kevin Hart, that was like a big deal. And so now he's like Charlize Theron and Jeff Goldblum, and just had Tenacious D on, and Christine Teigen was on, that kind of thing.
Yeah, that's like it's almost like
What's her
honestly,
name?
Chrissy Teigen.
Chrissy Teigen.
It's almost at the level of like
one time I said a name, I was like, I'm saying it wrong, but my brain doesn't know it. I have no.
Her name's probably Christine, but
Well, I have like no recall of names anymore. You talk about peanuts killing you. I'm just losing all retention of names.
Yeah. I have no illusions they're going to ask me to do that show because, I mean, they're at that level of essentially like a late night talk show, like a Tonight Show, like one of the main ones, And if they asked me to do it, like the Tonight Show, I said, fuck yeah, of course I would do it. Why not,
I want to do it with Dan because he still says that he's never had anything spicy.
oh my
Shit.
God.
Says that
Yeah, but
he has
Ghost Pepper-
avoided it.
He's
No,
coming
that
in-
everything he's eaten
He's
has
like,
not been
nothing
spicy.
is spicy. enough
Coming
for
in for
him.
Extra Life?
Man, I wish you could take him to meet the man.
He might be here for Extra Life.
That's long
Oh,
gone
yeah.
though, right?
Yeah.
It's gone. That was
Oh,
like
God.
a little toothpick, right?
Yeah. That was. Did you ever have it?
That was pretty
Nah.
fucking hot.
That would ruin you.
I just heard about
Jason
it.
Saldana had fucked him up pretty bad.
The first time I had it, I thought I was going to have to go to the hospital.
I mean, you were there the first time I had a jalapeno. You almost killed me.
I forgot about that.
That was the
Oh.
first time I met Becca. She went and like,
A long time ago.
you should get me milk.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Shit.
That was probably 2006.
What was this?
Nuts.
The first time
And
Gab
Gus
had a
tried to kill
jalapeno.
me with a hot pepper.
It wasn't a hot pepper. It was a fucking jalapeno.
They're pretty hot if you have never
Gus
had one.
was trying to
Dude,
kill you
the
with a
hottest pepper I've ever
jalapeno.
had is a jalapeno. I mean,
I feel like the range on the
Dude,
Scoville is like
a jalapeno can fucking surprise you.
Well, you don't know
You're
what you're
nuts.
getting.
You don't.
Yeah.
It's a fucking crapshoot. And I got one time where we were eating. My old job was telecom. It was a bunch of good old boys. So one of the like customer events we would do was like instead of like a retreat to a conference room at a hotel, they'd go on a hunting trip. I don't hunt. I've never hunted anything, but
Did
I would
you
go
good
along.
old boys it up and
I would
pretend
go
you were
along.
into
So
hunting?
but we'd be like playing cards and stuff at night in the cabin, and we had this bag of raw jalapenos, and we were eating them or whatever. One of our guys was from Arkansas.
Why?
Because they're just good. It was like cheese
No.
and sausage and other stuff too. It wasn't just like we were just eating by themselves.
All you said was there's
So
a bag
aggressive.
Well,
of jalapenos.
it's relevant to the story. So
Just
a
big old
guy,
bag.
We had
a
the
guy,
stuff, not just that stuff.
Read between the lines.
We had other stuff too. We had these.
we had goose fat.
and foie gras.
That was fat from other birds.
So
Sorry, go on.
so this guy was like, whoa, and he put this pepper down like that. And he was from Arkansas, and it was like people were giving a hard time about being from Arkansas. I go, is that a hot pepper? Jalapeno's hot for people in Arkansas? He goes, that's because I gotta tell you what, Bernie. He goes, you take a bite of that and tell me what you think. I took a bite of it. Holy shit. I can still remember this day. Like I couldn't catch my breath. It was so fucking bad. It was
Yeah.
just like you just never know with a jalapeno. It's
I
like,
remember
some were like suicidally hot.
rolling around on the floor, like unable to open my eyes or look at anyone or make any noise. I was like, maybe it would be easier to pass out. I was like, maybe unconsciousness is better than this.
Have you had one since?
I feel like I've had loads of them since. I honestly feel like the first one I ever had was like 10 times what? What did you give me? What pepper was it?
It was a jalapeno.
But was it?
Yes.
Because I've had tons since and they've never come close
I
to
can't
that.
think of the last time I've just bitten into a jalapeno, and now I want to just out of curiosity.
Yeah, let's get a bag in. Like the
Just a
old good
bag.
old boy.
I'm gonna pitch a show at you guys real quick. We interview celebrities about their latest project.
And feed them silk.
And right as they go to answer the question, we just spray them with mace. Right in the face. That's the whole show. That's it.
Mace
Lemon
face.
juice in the eyes, like that kind of thing.
Different brands of mace.
They spin a wheel,
Escalating.
and that determines what they get
It's
sprayed with.
basically the same thing, right? I mean, at some point, some of those Scoville units on those things get up to where they're like one step below mace.
Yeah, but you don't put a pepper in your eye.
True. But would you take mace?
Would
like
Adam
Banaka?
Baird ever use mace on his food?
Like a dressing, like
Yeah.
on
That
a
would be an
steak.
extra life goal. We get a can of mace and people have to spray it like Bananka.
They should
Oh
make-
no.
Eric, we need mace.
No,
Can you buy mace?
We don't. Don't buy mace.
What'd you call it? But what?
What is that?
Bananka.
Bananka. Oh, it's like a breast spray.
I
Sorry.
thought it was Banaka.
What did I say? Bananka?
Yeah.
I say Bananka.
I only know it from Ace Ventura when he's talking out
Banaka?
of his asshole. Do you have a mint?
Banaka. Yeah.
It's Bananka? Sprayed that shit in my eye when I was a kid. Freaked me out. I thought I was going to go blind. I was an idiot. Couldn't get the sprayer to work, so I turned it and looked at it and just immediately sprayed it straight in my eye. Kids are so fucking stupid.
Do you think people would get more LASIK if it was a spray?
Yeah, I mean, it's like
It was spray
contacts,
sick.
right?
It's,
And then you can see good.
Almost like if it was, yeah, I'm sure they would.
That's the future. Oh, you can spray on a contact lens? That's the future.
Yeah.
You know what's the weirdest thing about my medicine is that I can't ever get
stupid question that
testosterone
was.
in edible form, but I can get it as a deodorant.
Can you get it up your butt?
If it was a
I don't
spray,
know.
why wouldn't more people get LASIK if it was a spray? Of course they would, because it's not surgery.
Well, neither's laser surgery.
Hey guys,
Neither is
hey
laser
guys,
surgery.
Guys, let me ask you a question. Do you think people would get less LASIK if they needed to do it with a hammer and a chisel? Do you think they would do less?
If you
often?
had to
know,
take an
it's hard
ice
to
pick to
say.
your eye.
Can you imagine that? They just like king, king, king. That'd be the worst. Although I got LASIK. Anybody else here got LASIK?
Nope.
No.
They linked it on
no
with
fun.
cats, right?
No, I don't want to like. This is gonna be like ugh, when you talk about it. I talked before about smelling your eye burning, but the really weird thing is they put this like suction cup on your eye that has a ring in it,
Oh,
so your eye like
That's some Clockwork
your eye
Orange
like squeezes out.
That's all I can think of right now.
There's a little hole, and you're awake for the whole thing. And like you can feel your eye like bulge.
Why can't you just open your eye?
No, it's open.
No, but why can't you just do that?
Oh, because you'll blink, and
Well,
they
it
gotta
goes-
hold. They gotta hold it still while they do their little.
That
thing.
sounds like a nightmare.
It also they
that sounds
press-
like torture.
They press on your eye so hard that you can't see out of it. Like it changes the focal length enough to where you can't see.
Oh, because of the liquid is like
yeah,
bulging.
because you're like squished.
No.
I still think all eyelids should be black.
Why? For convenience?
Like
You know,
the reason for an eyelid, it
Oh,
being
here we go again.
right. It's so you can like if a predator like comes in front of the light while your eyes are closed, you can be like, "What was that?" I don't need that anymore, and I wear an eye mask a lot. I want my eyes to be like complete black.
You don't need it as much.
What if you got your eyelids tattooed black?
Yes,
That's what I was
gonna
thinking.
suggest. Yeah.
But then I was thinking, when black people close their eyes, is it darker?
How would you be able to tell? You can't see through somebody else's eyes.
You'd have to. You'd
No,
have
I
to-
know.
Lot maybe.
But
You'd have to
if,
surgically
if someone,
extract.
you know,
Because
you know,
it's
you
the
can get like
thickness of
Yeah,
skin.
it's still a thin layer
Yeah,
of skin.
the
I think that's what it
pigment,
is.
that wouldn't
It's-
matter.
Yeah, it's just
yeah, but darker skin absorbs more light.
I think it's just the fact that your eyelid is so thin.
I think it's negligible.
No, but if I held a white cloth over your eye and then a black cloth of the same thickness,
But
one would be a lot darker.
But are the chemicals that are in those cloths the same thing as the chemicals that make your skin change color?
I don't know. Pigment is pigment, isn't it?
I don't think so.
I bet if someone who was black had the skin, what was the shit that Michael Jackson said he had, where it turned him skin white?
alopecia.
If he had it on one eye, that'd be the only person who could tell you if it works different.
I think it's the same. I think it's just
You're
a
probably
thin piece of skin.
if you are seeing a difference, it would probably be such a minute level of light difference that it really wouldn't change it.
And I don't know what to say. It's like maybe your eyelids are super
It's, yeah,
thin.
it's like nothing.
It's like I never think about
Well, I
this.
can see my hand.
I never think about this ever.
You don't? Like if you sleep
Ever.
in a room that's bright?
I don't sleep in a room that's bright.
Well, like, what if you want to take a nap?
I'm gonna get you.
Or
Turn off the lights.
Or if you're on a plane. What do you mean?
I'm gonna get you an eye
And-
mask.
and if
I'm
I'm-
gonna
What
get
do
you
I
a
mean?
nice-
What
I'm
could
gonna
I
get you a
possibly
nice,
mean by that?
comfy little eye
I'm
mask.
sleeping with my eyes closed. It's still blocking it a sufficient amount. There's no predators walking in front of me that is going to distract me.
When you want to take a shower, do you just dump a
not
bucket
the
of
fact-
water
it's
over
not
your
the
head wherever
predator,
you
it's
are?
just the fact that
That's
people
because that's how
right
you
places.
framed it.
No, I'm saying that's why we have thin eyelids. I'm saying
Like I can sleep like
I can't
this.
sleep in a bright room. Like if
I
if-
could sleep like this with my eyes pointed
I
right out
can't
the
do that. I'm
lights.
saying if I was in an airport and I have 4-hour layover like this, it's bright.
Eye masks. You can buy an eye
I
mask.
have
Jeez, that's
one.
what
I'm
he
saying,
uses.
what the-
That's what he uses, but you don't. I don't know. I don't have a problem with it. Maybe
Why
it's
why can't our skin be thick enough that I can withstand cold and everything like that? I don't have to have clothes.
Why not? Answer the question.
It's just not.
That hasn't gone away.
But it's
Like,
not going to go away.
There's still seasons. There's still different climates on Earth. I'm not being hunted by bears every night, and I'm not sleeping on the floor in
But
the
you're
woods.
you're not sleeping in an airport every single day.
Well, I know. But you can't always make a room, dog. You can't be like, hey, gates
IMAX!
9 to 16. Can you turn the
IMAX!
lights off?
You know what else you can do? You can just sleep like this.
No, you can't. That's
I do
stupid.
that. That's
like
That's
this.
stupid, Bernie.
But
That's
how are you gonna sleep?
You just lay face down if you gotta
On
do it.
what?
Dude, I'm good at sleeping. Don't fuck with me on that.
If you're in an airport like this,
Good lord, you spilled an entire beer. Pick it up. Gross. No, you jerk. That's a good beer too. Do you like that beer?
it was really good.
Yeah, that's good, right? There's some more here though. All right. So, Gavin, you're right. It's because of evolution that you can't sleep in an airport. Your ancestors did not evolve to sleep in an airport properly. How did they make it through time?
Okay,
John,
so
how did they manage?
to combat this, next time you go traveling, just get a Sharpie out and just get a little bit of darker. Okay.
I don't know. That would look weird.
Just have like shades installed. It's like a cat. You have cats, right?
Yeah.
They shut their eyes, and then this weird other
they have,
eyelid.
They have like
comes
another
in.
eyelid, yeah.
Yeah, it comes in, it goes bleh, over the top of their eyes.
A lot of animals have that.
Yeah, and you go when you open their eye, like when they're sleeping.
Do you know that eagles or like birds of prey that fly fast, they have flaps of skin that come over their eyes, but they can see through them so that the wind doesn't like dry out their eyes?
That must suck when they're trying to fall asleep.
Must. Why? So why wouldn't they have that all the time?
Because they're not always flying at like 120 miles
But
an hour.
if they can see through it and it protects their
They
eyes,
can't see. It's
Maybe
like
it impairs vision to a certain extent.
they can see. It's like a thick white eyelid, but it's white enough to see through.
I
It'd
don't
be
think
like
I've
if you
seen-
wore a sheet, you can see like if there's something coming, but you wouldn't be able to make it out great.
okay. But don't they have to see when they're flying really fast? Isn't that when they need to see the best?
Probably not the lead. It's
Alright.
probably not as much. I mean, you don't have very
They're
much.
they're flying towards something.
Probably in the sky.
No, they're gonna catch a prey.
They probably open it when they're when they're hungry. They're like, okay, now it's time to
Well,
eat.
why are they just flying around fast for the hell of
I
it
don't
all the
know. I
time?
don't know.
Wouldn't you
these
do that?
birds.
That's the answer. The
Yeah,
answer
probably
is
would.
I
You're
don't know.
probably right.
Hey,
You're
everyone,
probably
this episode of the Rooster Teeth podcast is also brought to you by
That
Ring.
would be a fun segment for the podcast where people send us their Ring footage. 'Cause that's always entertaining to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, Ring has a whole ad campaign that's based on like footage from people's doorbells.
Mm.
Fucking great. Scaring people away. Somebody fucking up a package. Something like that. Hey, what are you doing?
Stealing packages. I mean, that's a
I don't
big.
think I've ever used like my cameras to use the speaker because they have they have
Mhm.
like the microphone thing on them. I don't think I've ever
I've
used
used it. I
Have
told
you?
people to do one.
Really? Because they're at your door?
The weirdest.
I don't-
The
I don't
weird.
think I ever have. I saw a UPS man show up, look at a package he was supposed to pick up from my house. He looked at it, then decided nope, and walked away.
Yeah,
Really?
I was gonna say the
I
weird.
sent it to UPS. I was like, what the fuck? He looked at it.
Why didn't you talk to him and be like, where are you going?
'Cause I heard him walk away. It's like, oh, because it was a big package. I was like,
okay.
he's going to go get a dolly from his truck. But he got in his truck and he just drove off.
Yeah, the weirdest footage I've seen is of like the people have posted of like a delivery person having their package and approaching their house and then turning around and not delivering it. Like just flat out going no.
They got a bad feeling?
Don't know. But I and now it makes me think because I've had a few packages that have been delivered, but they weren't delivered where they were supposed to go.
Get a ring and you'll never wonder anymore.
I actually now want to know why.
Amazon does this thing I don't like where they send me pictures of where they put it.
And you're like, give feedback on this photo. Like, what? I don't
I
want
kind of
this.
don't like that.
I kind of wish I got that because I've had a couple of times where they've said they've delivered it and it's not where they say. They
Okay,
delivered it.
let me bitch. It's time for Gus to bitch about the U.S. Postal Service.
You want to bitch about it? Let's do the U.S. Postal Service and then Apple.
U.S. Postal Service. How are they still in business? Let's let them fail because they cannot deliver a fucking package. They cannot read a couple of numbers and a street, and they cannot put a package where it belongs. It's so bad that I got a P.O. box, and I thought they don't have to even leave the post office
It's at their
anymore.
house.
It's in there. They can just put it in. They can't do that either.
They got a special door to get in your P.O. box.
They marked something as delivered for me the other day. I went to check my P.O. box. It wasn't there.
What delivery service does Amazon use?
UPS and their own.
Okay, so it's not USPS.
So sometimes, but it's rare. So I go up to the door. I'm like, hey, where's my package? And they're like, oh, it says it's delivered. I go, yeah, I checked. It's not there. Oh, we'll check again. Like, what? Okay. I go in and check. Like, no, it's not there. There's no key or anything. No, there's no fucking key. I'm talking to you. Like, oh, well, yeah, that happens sometimes. Maybe it got put in another box. Like, what do you mean? Maybe it got, it's 6 numbers. Like, yeah, maybe it'll turn up in a couple of days. You should contact whoever you bought that stuff from, the online retailer, see if they'll send you another one. It's like, it's not their fucking responsibility. You lost it.
Go
It
walk
was
through
here.
there.
I pay for a box because you're so bad at taking it to my house where it's free. Like, I'm paying more and you're still fucking losing it in the building.
So why are you going through this? Make people ship via UPS.
And then they're like, oh, then the audacity to be like, contact the seller, have them send you another. It's not their fucking fault.
Why
Why are
if
they
it's a
gonna-
one-off item as well?
Right. And then sometimes I'll buy unique things. In this case, it wasn't, luckily. And then like 4 days later, it just mysteriously shows up in my box. It's already been opened.
I
Did you
someone-
apologize?
Oh, and then, no, fuck them. Another time, before I got the P.O. box,
Write them a nice letter.
they
Dear
delivered
USPS.
something to my house and they marked it as delivered. And I have the fucking camera, so I know it wasn't delivered. And I go, hey, I go down to the post office, like, it wasn't delivered. They go, well, maybe someone stole it from your box. And I said, no, I've got a camera. I've got a camera pointed at that box. And the mailman showed up and he had one letter that he put in. He did not put a package in the mail. I could show you the footage. They're like, well,
They probably hate those fucking cameras.
then they're like, well, we have this printout here of when it was delivered, and the GPS coordinates say it was delivered at your house. And I go, well, that's bullshit, because it was not. And I can see my neighbors as well, and it wasn't delivered there. And then so I went for like a week with them back and forth, escalated it. Then finally they're like, oh yeah, we delivered it to an apartment complex 3 blocks away from your house.
Ooh.
I was like, well, what was this shit about the GPS?
coordinates.
Like, yeah, sometimes it's wrong.
But then if they had that information, how'd they ever figure out that it was delivered to an apartment complex 3 blocks
Right.
away?
Like
that,
wow.
In order to come up with that, you have to have some sort of information that told you that. And so
Right.
where was that information the whole time?
Right. That's a really good question, John. They should hire you at the post office to figure this shit
I
out.
don't want to go work at the post office.
What a fucking shit show. Get your shit to, and then you tweet USPS help. Like, I sent them a DM to try to be nice. I'm not trying to shame them publicly. I sent them a DM. They don't reply to it. They're making you have to shame them publicly to get a fucking response.
That's why you have a podcast.
You go to their website and it says, do not email the Postmaster General. I emailed the Postmaster General. That's how I fucking got my package.
I made the mistake of at some point living on a street that was a name and a letter, of which there are multiple streets with
Right.
different letters.
Yep.
Like Smith A, Smith B,
So
Smith
I had
C.
house number B, right? And you'll get mail for your house number on street C, D, E, and F, all of them. But because it's the right number, they just put it in your one.
Yep.
There was a point where I was getting more wrong mail than my own mail because I'm pretty new here. I don't have a ton of postal mail coming, but I've got a lot of other people's mail coming. And then I don't know what to do with it because it's like, am I going to go and like, what are you supposed to do? Go and deliver it
You
yourself?
write on it, wrong address. Put it back
Yeah,
in
I
the
would
mailbox.
just dump it back in the mailbox.
Say wrong address. Then when the person gets it too, they'll see somebody else wrote wrong address, and I go, "You fucker! That's why this was late. I needed this check. Look what happened, fucker."
Motherfuckers, goddamn fucking post office.
Are you mad?
How much money How much money did they lose? How much money did the post office
Hey
lose?
John, that's making me even madder.
What are you gonna do? Don't push the button. The button's
Did you
already-
upgrade your iPhone, Gus? You
The
upgrade
Postal Service reported a net loss for 2017 of $2.7 billion. How do you lose how is it you can lose packages and lose $2.7 billion in a year?
Maybe it was in the packages.
Maybe it was the money, like they lost their own paychecks. We lost $2.7 billion.
I'm gonna send some silt to someone
Don't.
via
It's
USPS.
a terrorist threat.
No, it's not. It's silt.
Took out our water system. That's a
you-
terrorist threat.
Could you make
Some
it
people want it.
Could you make it across the English Channel before USPS could?
What if you had
Before the USPS.
No,
did.
What
because
if
the
you had silt in your pockets as
the
you tried to tell
USPS
him?
didn't deliver my goose fat in time, so no, I couldn't do it. Gus, let me ask you a question. Have you noticed that the iPhone iOS updates, when it happens, it always overwrites the text shortcuts?
I hate that. You motherfucker. You're trying to make me mad.
Wait, what happened?
Every time you update your fucking phone, it puts it makes the shortcut for OMW
it
to be on my
does.
way!
Oh, Gus,
Exclamation
got
mark
him ahead of
back.
steam.
No, it doesn't.
Oh, for me it does. Every fucking time
Every
I update
time.
my iPhone, I have to
He's
delete
100%
that shortcut.
right. I do a thing where I have a 3-letter shortcut to put in my email address. I have 2 different email addresses.
Is
I
it
have
poo?
No. I have one for business and I
Why
have
did
one
he
for
look
personal.
at you like that was a crazy thing for you to say?
It overwrites it every time.
Yeah.
The on my way is your favorite.
On my way!
It's gotta be, right?
Exclamation mark.
But
Why
you've
does it
already
have a fucking exclamation
yeah,
mark?
but I think the better question is I'm on board with the fact that I hate that it has an exclamation mark, but I don't know why I hate that so much. Is that because it's emoting something that I'm not giving
yes,
permission to
it
emote?
implies your attitude.
Okay.
Yeah,
know?
it's like, I'm just on my way. That's it. I'm not on my way. It's just, no. I'm just on my way there, dude. That's it.
Like, hey, the funeral's
Calm
about
down.
to start. You're like, on my way. It's just like, it's not appropriate. You know? Just, I'm on my way.
Are you saying whenever you change phone or whenever you update
Updates.
the iOS?
iOS.
You sure?
I'm positive.
It happens
It
all
just
the
did it to
fucking
me.
time.
I got to re-put in my email
But you
addresses
always say
every
whenever
time.
you get a new phone, you start a new phone. So maybe that's what's doing it.
Well,
I don't think that's the
upgrading
default.
iOS is what I'm saying. I just did it. Listen,
But if you upgrade your phone every year, maybe that's then and not when you do the iOS.
I didn't upgrade my phone this year and it just did it. I didn't get it. I didn't get the new
Yeah,
iPhone because it doesn't have
mine just did it. I
USB-C.
tweeted about it a couple of weeks ago when it happened again.
I'm a man of my word.
By the way, what was this recent iPhone?
It doesn't do it automatically on Android.
What was that?
Who
The
knows?
XS. What? How
You
was
got it, didn't you?
I smashed my other one, so I was like, oh.
It's the 10, but
What was different about that phone?
I
Did
don't know.
anything
Bigger.
change?
It's bigger.
I think that you can
Well, the
change.
max was bigger. The other one was just the same.
Resolutions.
I think you can do you can adjust the depth of field after you take a photo on
Can't
the
you
10s.
just do that in the
Wah,
software?
wah.
Can't the old one do that?
I don't know.
I
I know that they showed that off in the 10s.
What else could a
Garbage.
phone do at this
Piece of
point?
shit.
They do everything at this point. It's great.
What?
The only thing is like AI stuff can get more predictive.
Yeah, Siri.
Like-
We're talking about Siri now. Is it time to bitch about how fucking shitty Siri is?
So let me ask you a question.
Google Assistant works pretty well.
Yeah,
does.
Alexa
It
works pretty
way
well.
better.
I because I've had both, and I would say I've had way less issues with Google Assistant.
I've used all. I would say what is it? We're between Google Pixel,
Alexa.
Samsung Galaxy, and the iPhone. Like 3 big hitters. Maybe it's like a Huawei or something.
Razor's got a phone.
But they all do me in different ways. There's no perfect phone.
Samsung seems pretty cool to me.
What's the least imperfect thus far?
What's the best one, Gavin?
No, I like how I said it. I
What's
meant to
the
say.
least
I said
imperfect?
what I meant, and I meant what I said.
I don't think there's a way to use one and not miss a few features from the others.
What are you missing on like a Pixel?
Android
it's
needs a
just-
feature like iMessage.
Okay,
Because
but they're working on
I
that.
get that SMS happens and that's a normal and that iMessage is this new added layer. But there's very specific times in which I don't have a carrier signal, but I do have Wi-Fi, and I can't message everyone in my family because only, some people have iPhones and some people have Android phones. And it's like I do a group text. It's like, oh, this person doesn't get theirs because this thing is SMS and there's no other way to message them. I could go out and like go to Google Chat or WhatsApp or something like that.
Yeah.
They just need a data-driven one.
Do you know what I hate? When there's Wi-Fi, but you've only got one bar of Wi-Fi, just the bottom little nug of Wi-Fi.
Mm-hmm.
The phone is completely useless. It doesn't do anything. Switch to the cellular thing. Why is
Yeah.
it lingering on the dregs of Wi-Fi?
They've advertised in the past that it's supposed to detect.
doesn't do
It
it.
never does it.
It does it if you like drop Wi-Fi. It's like we seamlessly switch. But if cellular is faster than 2 bars of Wi-Fi, use that.
Right, just
if
send a
I
little
want
note.
it to, if I have unlimited data,
It should send a little
Don't-
message out to a server, be like, "Hey, which of these is faster?
Oh,
that
God.
one's faster. I'm going to go that route."
dribbling off the end of Wi-Fi is just so annoying.
You want a couple little phone life hacks here? Little hacks? So we can try to catch up in the international
Teach us,
hacking
Bernie,
industry
teach
here.
us.
So, first of all, if you don't have a cell phone signal,
Okay.
put your phone on airplane mode, because I don't know if it's still the case, but it used to be the case at least that when a phone was searching for a signal, it was sending out a much stronger signal that would eat up your battery way faster.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And it's worse for you.
Hmm?
It's like sending more radiation into your body.
Well, that and it's eating up your battery too. That's
Well, yeah.
yeah. So just turn to put on airplane mode. If you know you're in an area like you go hiking and you climb up those little gumball walls or whatever the fuck you do.
The gumball walls.
They look so
Why
stupid.
are they called
They
gumball walls?
do look like
for?
gumball walls. I'm
They
never
do.
going to be able to unsee that now.
It looks like somebody's putting gum on the wall.
Now I'm imagining climbing the gum wall in Seattle.
Yeah. That's what it looks like. Anyway, the other hack is if you're in an area, this is an important one, where you like South by Southwest, ACL, I don't know, Lollapalooza, I don't know what people are doing these days.
Burning Man.
You're in a place where there's a ton of people and you can't get a cell phone signal, go into your data and turn off like your highest level thing.
You can't do that anymore.
I can turn off LTE on my phone.
Do it.
Yeah, but that just turns off data altogether. You can't go back to 3G. Like you used to be able to go back to 3G, but you can't do that anymore.
What about Edge?
What are you talking about, dummy?
Show me.
Now I'm curious too.
Cellular data options. Enable LTE. Off.
Yeah, but then
Oh,
it doesn't do anything. It's like turning
Do you
your
still
cell phone
have-
signal off. Do you
do you
have
still have
data?
I still have data. I'm making phone calls here. Like if I'm in a thing where I'm making phone
Okay, I'm
calls.
talking about data.
Okay, well, we're talking about 2 different things. It's not your fucking hack. Mind your own business over there, jackass.
Well, explain your fucking hack so that we understand it.
That's what I
You
said.
just changed your fucking hack halfway through when you realized it was wrong.
That's what hacking is.
Yeah, you gotta move with it. You gotta be organic.
That's
you
not
you gotta be
hack.
flexible.
That's like disables half the phone. How's that a hack?
Because you can't use it at all. It's completely disabled before you do that.
So you're saying you can't call anyone.
Half-abled is still better than
How does the-
disabled.
How does calling someone affect?
Let him-
Y'all were just gonna let him get by with
yeah,
that?
I'm letting him get by with that.
made sense.
That made sense.
It made sense. There's all context. All right, since we're bitching about stupid stuff, John, are you an electrical engineer? Do you have a degree in that?
Yes.
You do?
Yes.
So you can answer the question. You can design robots.
I totally have an electrical engineer degree.
Well,
from
as a
the
person
school.
who's just designing robots, then in your spare time, let's say you have and you're making a fucking robot that all it does is zip around the floor and vacuum shit up. That's what it does.
Yeah.
Okay. There's 2 things that come in the box. There's the fucking robot, And then there's a dock that the robot will drive into and charge. And it needs to do that to live.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, and you get the little hair cutter.
Don't interrupt.
Okay.
Wait, what?
You can like clean.
Don't
up.
interrupt. Don't let him interrupt. Those are the two pieces in the box. Now,
Yes.
if you're as an electrical engineer,
As an
you're
electrical
designing this
engineer.
robot. What is the one thing in the world that the robot should not be able to knock over or push out of the way? What's the one fucking thing?
It's Robot House.
I feel like there's an answer
What the
that
fuck?
you're fishing for.
Why in the fuck does the Roomba push its dock all over the fucking place?
You might have put it against the wall.
I do, and it's like it comes in sideways, like it's got a
No.
vendetta, like it owes it. What's that
That's a
thing?
cat feeder. What is that? What is that? That's a pet
That's-
feeder with a rubber
No,
under
that's
it.
the Roomba getting a coffee from
It's
the
a soda
coffee
stream
maker.
pouring directly on. It's got silky water that's carbonated right
That's
onto
like
the Roomba.
a waiter.
That fucking thing.
How does it
I've
push your
never
little
had
home
that
around if
problem.
it's in
It
the
happens.
corner?
What do you have? Is yours on carpet or is yours on tile or wood?
It's on wood floor in the
See,
corner.
mine's on wood in the corner too, and the fucking thing is
It
push, push,
can't
push.
come in from the side of
have
the
little
corner. It
things
can
you
only dock. You can't push it out of a corner.
Well, you can't push it to the corner too, because when you got like coming out diagonally from the corner.
it's no.
just get-
corner like this. No, like,
Yeah,
like,
that's it.
Like that, but with a wall coming off the left side.
Well, how does it's got to be? It's got to be far enough away from the wall to let the round.
He's saying that because of the roundness of the Roomba, it can't be right up into
But
the
it
corner.
comes into the wall and goes like, oh, there's a wall, and then it drives in perfectly straight.
No, mine goes bloop, 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 pushes it all the way out of the way.
Why don't
And
you-
it fucking flips over
Is
like
it
a roach
underwater?
and dies.
Are you on wood?
Yeah.
Well, stick it to the floor then.
I have carpet tape. It's my solution when I get home today from this fucking thing.
They should have suction cups.
Right. Or how just a little weight in it that
Yeah.
holds it still.
Well,
It's a
shipping
cheap.
or
costs.
a sensor that tells the Roomba where it
Chico.
is. We've had a terrible day with
Sounds like a
pronunciation.
bad guy in a
Sensor.
film.
Sensor.
That's a
Sensor, the
that's a-
galactic overlord.
That's a transformer.
You can see when vacuums are close.
Yeah. I got to say, though, my electronic assistant at home, I won't say the name because it always sets people's things off at home.
ALEXA.
Yeah, I'll tell you right now. Alexa, you're doing a great job. But when I talk to her, she can now control that robot. Like I can make it stop or go home and stuff like that.
So you have the expensive Roomba.
But then I could also name the Roomba. Yeah, Jeff for years was like, you have to get a Roomba. I'm like, I'm not getting it. I don't need it. He goes, it'll change your life. It'll change your life. Like 5 years he told me to get this fucking Roomba. And Jeff doesn't put himself like out there for anything. Like vouch for anything.
Jeff
He's-
went apeshit for a while with technology. Like he was really into Dyson for a while. He got the hairdryer and everything.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Stupid.
Does he blow dry his hair?
Does he have an air blade?
It's like, how much is it?
I wouldn't. Anything Dyson is expensive. I'm gonna guess that hair dryer is $300.
Oh my
I was
gosh.
gonna say it was like 600
What if they had an air blade for your head? That'd be great. Like the air blade they have in the restrooms.
for your head.
Yeah, like, and it just like zips all the hair,
It's
all the
$400.
water out of your hair. For a hair dryer?
Yeah.
That's a lot. That's
But
too
Jeff
much.
has terrible hair. What's the point of that?
What's wrong with his hair?
He's just spending time on his hair. What's he doing?
He
Wait,
blow dries it.
what's the benefit to that hairdryer? Is like faster?
Oh shit! There's a $500 one.
Style your hair. Anyway, he told me I had to get a Roomba, so I finally got a
Gold
Roomba.
at the top?
John, in the app, it gave me the option as soon as I got it to name it. So I named my Roomba Roombert. I just thought that was funny. And so every time I tell the assistant, I say, tell my Roomba to stop cleaning. And she goes, okay, do you want me to send Roombert home? I just laugh. I laugh every time. It's like the stupidest thing. I literally laugh every single time I hear the name Roombert. Every time. It's been like a year and a half, and I still laugh about it every single time.
when I got a Nest thermostat, I named it Norbert, the Nest, because I thought that was funny. Is everyone thinking that they're really funny? Naming their electronics?
Why'd you name it Norbert?
Just Norbert the Nest. I thought it was a funny
Okay,
name.
so it's just alliteration.
Yeah. Just like, I was like, but everyone must do that.
Yeah, you name your stuff stupid things. I'll tell you what, I don't name something stupid is my phone.
Hairdryer?
Because of the
AirDrop.
it shows up, on sharing, or it shows up on hotspots. I just name it something that is,
I think mine's just called iPhone.
yeah.
I was at VidCon once, and I was just on my phone, and I was trying to text something to Turney, but you came up on the airdrop, and I was like, are you on 4 or 5? And you're like, yeah. And I was like, I think we're right next to each other. I think our rooms were back in.
That's a little creepy, right?
I was in a meeting over here the other day in the space over there, and I was having trouble connecting to the Wi-Fi, and it said, enter the password for the Wi-Fi. I was like, I fucking put this password in before. And then from across the room, Mariel looks at me and goes, my computer's asking me if I want to share the Wi-Fi password with you.
Yeah,
I
mine
was
was
like,
do that at the meeting.
That's weird. And then Bernie said, now mine is asking if I want to share the Wi-Fi
Yeah.
password. It's like, how the fuck does it know that we know each other? And that
Contacts, I guess.
I guess maybe is Mariel my I guess she's in my
Contacts, maybe.
contacts.
That's weird.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's like if you go over to someone's house and you just try and get on their Wi-Fi, they'll know if you all have an iPhone.
Oh, if you have an iPhone.
I went to a, I think it was a party that I went to, and somebody had their Wi-Fi on the wall as a QR code. So you could just like, that was their Wi-Fi information. It's like here it is, but also here's a QR code if you just want to like hit it.
But
Get
you have
online.
to have a QR app.
I think it's built into your camera on your iPhone.
Yeah, on the iPhone, the camera just built in does it.
Gotcha.
QR thing.
I've seen that Apple's finally trying to lock down on. There's people on the App Store who sell apps for a ridiculous amount of money that already do things that the base operating system does.
No shit, that's
like
great.
there's people who sell expensive QR code readers. Like your fucking camera does that. You don't need to pay someone $10 to get a goddamn app to do that.
But why would they? They still get money.
Yeah, I think it's just you don't want to exploit people.
Yeah,
Nobody else can exploit
it's
people.
A
Just
long
Apple
term,
can.
It's a long-term thing. They want people to be using the App Store and trust it, you know?
Does anyone think the
Another thing is tough about Android. It's, I trust Google Play Store a lot less than I trust the App Store.
what in terms of like legit apps?
Yeah. Then again, I've had an iPhone for like 10 years, so.
What bad experience have you had on the Google Play
Just like a
Store?
bunch of just random shit on there, random stuff. Like I tried to get a hyperlapse for my Pixel that I had, and it was not the same thing at all. It wasn't,
wasn't- they
hyperlapse
didn't-
was not the same.
They just
Nope.
don't have that app on
Nope.
Google Play.
Nope.
I am disappointed by the screensaver game on Windows. Like when I was a kid,
it's just photos now.
when I was a kid, I'd be like, "Oh, Windows 95. Oh, Windows 98. Now you got this like sweet 3D maze screensaver."
Tubes.
And then at some point, like 20 years ago, they just stopped making new screensavers.
Because back then we didn't care about energy consumption. We would just let it.
I guess
you know.
now, like all screens dim.
Right, I
you know,
think back
automatic, and
then-
there's better communication between the monitor and the computer.
Burn-in was a lot easier to happen.
But I want a sweet like aquarium screensaver.
It used to be
Flying
back in the day.
toasters.
You could pay, like you could buy screensavers for
Yeah.
the Mac. There was
After Dark.
There was a piece of software called After Dark that was like
shitting?
$30, and all it was screensavers.
That's it.
If you look up, like,
Super popular.
yeah, everyone, like I think anyone who had a Mac probably had.
And
After
it
Dark
was like
back
that was
then.
like promotional stuff. It's like if you went on a website, you could be like, "Hey, you want to download our screensaver?" And that's what you would do.
And had you used it? You know, because iPhone have the like force touch backgrounds. Have you seen those? Where it was like for a while it was like ink injecting into water,
No.
Yeah,
and now it's what is it on this one?
I don't know how to use it. That's the old
Oh, After Dark, yeah.
screensaver.
It's high res, man.
There were some also that had toast in them.
Yeah, there's
Oh,
one
there it is.
that-
There's toast.
There's
someone had
toast.
toast, yeah.
Yeah, and there were all settings for that. You could determine the quantity of toasters, the quantity of toast, the amount of char on the toast. It was all like configurable, so you could get your fucking flying toasters exactly how you wanted.
Fucking
That's
crazy.
fantastic.
Oh yeah, like the current ones for
Somebody
Apple
became a millionaire
are
from that
like
stuff, dude.
it's like oil and paint. Like you press on it, it's like swirly oil. But they always delete the old ones. Like you can't get the ink in going in the water.
Oh, really?
But it's like, why not just add to it? Why
Show me
you-
that. Show me that after the podcast. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I wanna
Yeah.
see
But
it.
they always delete. There's only ever 3, and they always delete the previous year's stuff. And it's
What a
like,
ripoff, Kev. You should throw your phone out the window.
Your life is
All
really
right.
hard.
Let's
Hey,
wrap-
somebody's about to be a billionaire from the lottery. Let's talk about that in the post.
Okay, yeah. All right.
A
Well,
fucking billionaire.
thanks for watching. If you're a first member,
Go vote,
you can hear
early
us
vote.
talk about that. in
Don't drink the
post-show.
water.
Vote. Don't drink water. Bye.
Vote and don't drink water.